And hello, welcome to the July Virtual India Sourcing Show. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great month. I'm here with Margaret Jolly and Kevin, my co-hosts, and today we've got an amazing show lined up for you. Hi, Margaret, Kevin. How are you guys doing?
Hi, Megla.
Yeah, here we go again.
Yeah. Here we go again.
A good topical show today. We've changed the sort of, I suppose, status quo a little bit because of a few things happening. So I think it should be great interest to everyone.
Yes, absolutely. It should be real fun. So we've got a couple of guests for this show who are going to talk about the changes that Amazon has announced recently on, the inventory limitations that are there, and then also the IPI changes. And also we'll bring on our guests. And then we're also introducing two 3PLs, one on the East Coast and one on the West Coast. And these are companies that we ourselves have worked with. So we feel confident recommending these companies to all of you. And then, of course, we've got a lot of suppliers. So we've got a supplier that does macrame wall hangings. And what else have you got this time, Margaret, Kevin?
Go first, Mark.
I can't remember. There's so many people.
Well, yeah, once again, we just
backpacks.
Yeah. Once again, we just try and bring a bit of diversity to the whole sort of thing that we do. And look, it's been a little bit hectic this month because we've had the Delhi Fair as well. And so a lot of some people that we wanted to bring into the July, they just come off the Delhi Fair. So it's a little bit sort of busy and hectic for them. So, we've got August and we've got September and we've got October and we've got November.
Yeah, exactly. And so we also had some requests from the group. So we've tried to bring suppliers for those products. So, for example, some for Turkish towels, and also we've got a supplier for that. And then we've got backpacks. A lot of people have been asking about diaper bags. So we've got a really, really good backpack supplier. Then, of course, a lot of steel products, marbles. Some suppliers are coming back. We've also got a supplier who's doing semi-precious stones. So I think somebody was asking for that in the group as well. So it's going to be awesome. All right. So let's get started. We're going to bring on our first guest, Eddie Levine from HubSub Limited. Hello, Eddie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Good. Thank you so much for joining us over here, Eddie. So can you introduce yourself for our audiences? I'm sure most people who are in the FBA industry know you well, but, in case some people don't.
Well, there's always new people. It's no problem. Again, my name is Eddie Levine. Privileged to be here talking with you all tonight. I've been selling on Amazon since 2012. Have gone through a wide range of models in our business over the years, and currently now represent several dozen brands on the platform, both internationally and domestically. Have a lot of experience with managing Amazon and dealing with importing products into the States, and kind of an expert, if you will, in terms of new Amazon policy and initiatives and changes.
Right. Awesome. Okay, let me just see who's over here. Monica saying, how do I start watching? Will it start showing on your page? Monica, you should already see it. We are live right now. May I request everyone not to promote their services here? I see some people who've posted links. Please don't do that. Dave, hi from Glasgow. Hi, Dave. Oh, by the way, Mark Kevin, Mark is not joining us today.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah. But he will try to join tomorrow.
How did he wriggle out of that one?
I know. Rajesh is here. Hi, Rajesh. Simone. Oh, we missed you too. We're so glad to be back. How do we change our email listed with you so that I get them to my business email? I'll send you a message separately, Gloria. All right. Vivek is here. So we've got a lot of people. Hi, Annie, Cindy. Watching now. Okay, awesome. All right. So, Eddie, first of all, so we're going to be talking about the changes that Amazon has recently announced. So can you give an overview of what exactly the changes are and, what can people expect in the next couple of weeks?
Sure. So a lot of the changes mimic sort of what happened earlier this year in the springtime, March, April, when coronavirus started around the nation, and Amazon really got bogged down with a lot of traffic. So they had to limit the kinds of products that were being shipped into the fulfillment center, and they also limited quantities that you could send in. It wasn't, the key difference here is back then, they did it almost immediately without any kind of warning whatsoever. This time they give you a lot of heads up, or I should say not a lot of heads up, but they give you at least some kind of advance notice. So people are trying to figure out what they're going to do before the real meat and potatoes of this kicks in next month, right? So basically, if you are a seller on the platform, outside of being a brand new seller, most sellers will have what's called an IPI score, Inventory Performance Index score. Basically a measurement of how well you're controlling your inventory in the Amazon ecosystem, if you will, right? So that IPI score, is a numerical number anywhere from 1 to 1,000. And Amazon basically said that as of August 16th, you need to be at or above 500 to really unlock your unlimited, if you will, or the maximum amount of potential you have, or the maximum amount of storage ability you have at the Amazon distribution warehouses through the end of the year. So if you are above that, I'm gonna start there for a second, but if you are at IPI 500 or above as of August 16th, what that's gonna mean is you, in theory, have unlimited storage capacity through the end of the year from an account level perspective, okay? And when I say account level perspective, that's the key thing you need to remember, because there's a difference between having unlimited account level storage and having a limit on a per ASIN or a per SKU basis. And that's the two differences here. So over 500, you have unlimited account level storage. And the thing to know about that is while your account level storage is unlimited, means is from a per unit basis, you basically can send to Amazon up to 3 months worth of your trailing 3 months worth of sales. So for example, in the last 3 months, if you sold 600 units, that's basically your allowance at any given time of what can be at the FBA fulfillment warehouse. Now, the one thing that kind of counters that is if you have brand new ASINs, things you're trying to launch, get going, don't have a sales history yet, Amazon is limiting you to about 200 units of those to start. Now, you can raise that limit again if you're over that 500 IPI, but it's going to take some time to build that history and build that momentum to get there, right? So that's over 500. Now, on the flip side, if you, as of August 16th, are below that 500 IPI number, you're basically not meeting Amazon's threshold in terms of what you potentially, or how they want you to, what they want your account to be performing like, for the balance of the year. So what they're going to do at that point is not only limit you on an ASIN by ASIN level from sales history, but they're going to put a limit on your account overall in terms of what can be sent into the Amazon. So in theory, your account might actually allow you to send even less than 90 days worth of stock because you're not managing your inventory as well as Amazon would like you to, and thereby it might negatively impact your ability to send in inventory, sell product, easier to stock out, things of that nature.
And so even now, is there a limit? So all of this is effective August 16th, right? But what's happening right now? Because even now, people are not able to send in more than 200. And even if their IPI is over 500, there's still a limit of 200, right? So is that a short-term thing, you think?
Yeah, so what Amazon did is while they announced this new program or this new regulation, if you will, that's going to be going into place on August 16th, the same time they announced that, they basically tweaked their system to where no one could send in, even if you have unlimited storage right now, quote unquote, in your account, you're not able to send in unlimited inventory anymore right now. And that's kind of why I was saying it's reminiscent of what happened in the spring, in March and April, when coronavirus first started. Amazon had to get control on what was going in and out of their facility to try to maximize room for everybody, right? So right now, while you don't have that 500 limit per se that's currently active or live on the platform, you do have ASIN level restrictions, meaning that if it's a brand new item, that's still in play, 200 units per ASIN. And if it's not a brand new item, they're looking at about 3 months sales velocity to determine what you're able to send into the facility right now.
Okay. Let's see. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in and we'll ask Eddie. So Marg, do you want to?
Yes, look, I think we'll probably divide this into two, because I think we've got a lot of brand new people who maybe aren't selling yet, or who have some products ordered that they're about to ship mainly from India at the moment. So I think if we could perhaps go back, Eddie, and just try and help these people, because they're probably going to be the ones that are struggling the most with this. And could you maybe just explain to start with, what is this minimum cubic feet limit for people, so they actually understand? Some of them might never have come across this as yet.
Yeah, so when you're a brand new seller, Amazon really doesn't know how well you're going to manage your inventory, right? So they give you like a starter pack, if you will, or a starter size of a storage limit that you can send into Amazon while they evaluate your performance. So fulfillment by Amazon, the FBA program is what it's called, when Amazon does your fulfillment of every single order you make to the customer directly. So you're not shipping individual orders, and your 3PL, for example, is not shipping individual orders. Amazon is doing it for you. That's what FBA is. But until you build up some history, Amazon is giving you just a little bit of an allowance to basically prove yourself and prove that you can stay on top of your stock. So until you get that history under your belt, Amazon is going to limit what you can send into the fulfillment centers. And then once you gain again momentum and velocity, that limit will hopefully increase over time. But again, I should stress that a lot of that is fluid, depending on what happens in the world and in the US these days. And a lot of questions are still up in the air in terms of what will happen for the balance of the year, with everything's in kind of flux right now.
Yeah, and look, I think at the moment, most new people that I see are getting only about 100 cubic feet. Now, do you think that will change on August the 16th, or that's going to get worse or better? Because what it will mean is a lot of people won't even be able to get in. They might be allowed 200 ASINs, but they might only be able to get in 50, depending on the size of their product. So do you want to perhaps cover that one, of how they can, perhaps, I don't know how they're going to get around it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and the two things really. One, you should always look at Amazon as a platform that's never going to stay consistent. It's always going to change. That's just the Amazon model, right? Amazon is always tweaking things, changing rules, changing how they do things, and it's not necessarily for the benefit of the seller. It's for the benefit of the buyer and for the buyer experience. You have to understand that. So what they change may not be good for you. It's going to be ultimately good for their customers. That's what they care about. And number two, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about ASIN level restrictions and account level restrictions, because that 100 cubic feet that you mentioned, that's an account level restriction. So that's going to cover all of your ASINs. So let's say you're launching 10 products, 20 products, whatever it is. If you have that 100 cubic foot limit on your product, on your account in total, again, that's going to cover all of your ASINs. So if you have big products, you might not be able to send more than 50, maybe 20, maybe 30, depending on the size of your units. I mean, it's all now going by cubic footage instead of pure quantity of product. So you could be severely limited, and that could really force you into using a 3PL or someone who can trickle feed stock into Amazon so that you don't stock out.
Yeah, now with 3PLs, a lot of people are coming to me and saying, should I ship everything into a 3PL? Should I put some straight into Amazon? Do you want to go over your advice on what you think they should be doing in those respects, and what's the most cost effective, I think, as well?
I mean, I think you should send as much stock into Amazon as you possibly can, but you have to be smart about it. You don't want to send in stock that's going to sit for a long period of time. Amazon has made it very clear that they don't want to be your long-term storage solution. They don't want to be your 3PL. They want to be a temporary warehouse while the goods are being sold on the platform, and then they want to ship it out. Anything that's in Amazon for a longer period of time is going to end up doing more damage than good on your account from a performance aspect, and it's going to rack up those extra storage fees long term. So, when we send in our product that we sell, we're usually sending in 45 to 60 days worth of stock at a time. And I understand that that's potentially difficult if you don't have a lot of sales history already or as a net new item. But what I like to do is I like to start slow, send in a little bit at a time just to see how it performs, and then gradually pick up the pace. Because in my mind, it's better to, if I'm going to stock out, I want to stock out towards the beginning so I can correct it fast versus overstocking and then impacting the ability to send in more products for later on.
Yeah, and two, I think people need to be aware, if you have to pull some stock out because you've got something in there that's not selling, it is very difficult. It's a long process because it might be sent from one side of America to the other. By the time they get it all back to you, it's usually probably not sellable anyway, so it's probably even half the time not worth taking the stock back out. It
takes time. There's fees involved, but sometimes, and right now they have a fee waiver program, but usually there's fees to remove inventory, and it can impact the ability for you to send in that same stock later on. So it's not a route that you want to go after.
Yeah, so really you'd recommend that most newbies go straight into a 3PL and just take a small quantity across?
Yeah, if you have a 3PL partner, that's probably your best bet, especially if you're new, just because you can really, either you or they or both of you and as a team can really control that inventory, watch your sales, and then because your 3PL will be located domestically, it's usually not going to be, it's not like you're going to wait for the product to come overseas. It's already in the country, so that's going to speed up the process when you have to go to send them more product.
Okay, now that probably helps a lot of the new people, but can we move on to, I suppose, the more experienced sellers? Now, with the new restrictions coming in, if you've already got a shipment that you did 3 or 4 weeks ago for, 1,000 units, is that going to affect the like the limit? You might be able to get it in, but what happens then if your limit is 200 per ASIN and you've put in 1,000? Are you going to start getting charged excess on that if it's above your capacity?
Yeah, so it depends. A lot of people answer questions like this with "it depends," and I've learned that I hate to answer that question, but I feel like now I'm using it myself, and that's just how it is. But so I want to take a step back. A couple things. People are asking me commonly these days. They say, "Well, in order to get around the new restrictions that are coming into place as of August 16th, why don't I just create all my shipments now before all those limits technically go into place, and then I'm kind of locked in, right?" The problem with that is if you have a shipment built out, but you haven't officially marked it as shipped and it's not complete, Amazon's system could still potentially flag that later as now you're over limit, and it won't let you fully process that shipment. So it's not going to be foolproof, right? And then if you do process that shipment completely, what could happen is, you could be automatically over your limit, not from an account perspective. You could that will prevent you from sending in anything else that you might have thought you wanted to send in, right? Because now you've maxed out all your possible inventory before you even started, right? The other thing is when you do that, Amazon has a help page, and I can actually post the link out under this video if you'd like, but they have a help page which describes their right as a company and as a part of their seller policy that if you go over your stored limit, they can charge you for that excess amount, right? Mm-hmm. And there's different levels of those charges, there's different fees involved depending on how much you truly are over and how long you're going to be over for. So it's kind of a whole chart for it. But the million-dollar question is, Amazon has made these changes very recently. They did it, about a week and a half ago, and it's going into effect relatively soon, being in August 16th. And when I say soon mainly because A, that's a month away, but two, the IPI score that I was talking about, it's usually updated weekly. So you have essentially, 3 to 4 updates until it's locked in. That's not a lot of time to make adjustments, right? So, when you're looking at that, the million-dollar question is Amazon going to charge by way of what they say in their terms and conditions, or because they've made this change, are they going to to the seller? And that's honestly to be decided. No one really knows for sure. I mean, that policy is there, but their announcement stopped short of stating, hey, this will be in effect, or we're not going to do this because there's not a lot of time to react. So we'll see what happens in August.
Yeah, because I have read it was $10 a cubic foot of you, which is like very expensive. I mean, and perhaps going back, people probably don't all know that in Q4, which is October, November, December, we're up for, is it $2.65, or do you know exactly? I've lost track exactly. It's around that.
Yeah, and you're paying storage fees per month. It's not like a one-time fee. I mean, you're paying for as long as it's here. So
how can people improve their IPI score? I guess that's something that we should be focusing on right now, right? I mean, we have a couple of weeks to do that. Mm-hmm. So what are some steps that people can take? I mean, people who have inventory in Amazon,
Yeah, I mean, the key here is a couple things. One, inventory age. You don't want to have inventory that's sitting for a really long period of time. Try to keep it under 2 months if you can of stock. That's at Amazon in terms of sales velocity. The other thing is, the thing that's what you have to look at is the thing that's going to pull your score up, not necessarily that's going to impact your score, but what's going to help your score go up. And that's really going to be sales and overall inventory. So inventory turnover, right? So when you look at it, and if I tell you, for example, hey, don't run out of stock, or don't don't have inventory that's not moving plus stock that's just sold out. What I want you to look at is you have to consider that if you have stock or have stuff listed at Amazon and you don't have stock that can sell and that can move, you're missing the chance to increase your score by not having that stock there and not having the sales velocity continue to go, right? So when you don't have stock there, or because you mismanage your account or you mismanage your inventory allowance, you're limiting the ability for those sales that normally would happen to pull up your score, right? So you have to look at it from the big picture. If you mismanage the account, it's going to prohibit you from sending into the stock that you need to increase your turnover rate and increase your sell-through, which is then in theory going to bring up your IPI score. So a lot of sellers look at it as, oh, well, I have a lot of stale inventory, and if I pull out my inventory and remove that excess, then I'm going to be good. Well, not really, because pulling back old inventory is just one part of the equation. Actually increasing your sell-through rate and proving to Amazon that you can move through that inventory is what's really going to help you.
Now, too, also, I think there's a lot of delays, and most people probably on here have been affected with trying to get some stock into Amazon for the last month or so. And do you see those delays as just being a temporary thing while they're clearing out the warehouse on praying, or is it going to be like that for the rest of the year?
Ooh, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. That's about the easiest question for me to answer. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Look, I was actually talking to one of my clients about this earlier today, who is trying to get, he's a larger volume shipper, right? So he's trying to get containers delivered to Amazon directly from, whether it be from India or from China, doesn't matter, but we're trying to bring containers directly to Amazon. Well, from an unloading perspective at Amazon, to unload a floor loaded container is a lot more time consuming and a lot more work. So those appointments at most Amazon facilities are being pushed all the way into September right now. We're only in late July. That's a long time. When you have deliveries at Amazon that are, palletized or going by truck, those are a little bit faster. But even so, because so many carriers are consolidating loads from different shippers, and because there's such a backlog of stuff that's going into the facility, many sellers are reporting that it's taking a long time for that receiving to happen. Amazon knows this clearly. They're making these changes to try to help them with this backlog and try to help get things received. But quite honestly, I did a write-up on this about Amazon's changes, and what I gathered from that announcement that Amazon made is that they're basically sending out a warning signal saying that this impact of the demand, relation to the virus and everything else that's going around, is something that they've been working on all year. They've been trying to get ahead of it, but they haven't been able to fully, get ahead of it. I mean, it wasn't long before the virus started that Amazon changed Prime from 2-day to, in theory, 1-day Prime, but I haven't seen 1-day Prime for months, right? So Amazon has failed to get in front of this as much as they would like to. And the way I translated the message that they posted for all the sellers is that we don't envision that we're going to be able to solve this problem in the very near future, and therefore you should expect these delays, and you should expect that we're going to have these limits in place for at least for a while, because it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a bumpy road. Yeah,
look, I've even tried just putting in like 8 cartons, thinking, well, maybe if I put in, there's the question there that Jenny's got with small carton loads. I've tried 8 cartons and it's still been sitting there for 2 weeks. Not even making any difference, I don't think, whether it's small or large.
I mean, it depends on the facility, it depends on the sellers. Some are reporting it's faster than others, but honestly, you've got to, when it comes to this question, you've got to understand how Amazon receives inventory. It's not like if I ship, UPS packages from my facility today, and even if it's going to the Amazon facility that's, a mere 50 miles from me, normally that would be a 1-day transit time and then it would be received. But Amazon has such a backlog, and they're consolidating all of the inbound freight onto massive trailers and then dropping them off at Amazon. But even if yours gets dropped off at Amazon the next day, if they've got 80 trailers in front of you, it might be quite a bit of time before they get to your trailer. So it's kind of like, once it's in, it's in, but they're going in first come, first serve. So it can be quite a long process.
Right. Yeah. Let's take a couple of other questions here. So Cindy's asking, if currently excess inventory, stranded inventory, and restock is 100%, but sell-through is just above the yellow, will I be able to reach above 500?
So it's hard to say because what's currently displayed on those metrics is not exactly live in terms of data. There's a delay there. So, you might see that your colors don't match your score, and that's because it's not updating, in real time. So the best thing you can do is try to hit all those metrics that are listed there as best as you possibly can, and increase, that to the best of your ability. In terms of being able to reach above 500, trying to calculate and see if that's going to happen, really hard to say. I would definitely focus on the ability to reduce your old stock, and also make sure that any stock that you currently, or any items that you currently have at Amazon that could sell are in fact restocked if you're able to do that, so that you can increase your turnover rate for Amazon. But again, the IPI score, it's something that's updated about once a week. So, I wish that Amazon would update this every day to give sellers a better idea of where they stood. Only being able to update this score 3 times until August 16th hits, that's a really big shot in the dark for a lot of sellers, versus if Amazon would just update this, even 3 times a week, it would be tremendously helpful. But unfortunately, most sellers are going to have to wait for that Sunday, Monday timeframe every week to see what that IPI difference is for their account.
Right. So Tricia is saying, just for clarification, if my IPI is more than 500 and my limit is 200, any current stock levels over 200 won't be affected, or are they subject to the increased storage fees?
So if your IPI is over 500, if your IPI is over 500, the only time you should have a limit of 200 per ASIN is for new products that you bring to market. If it's not a new product and you're over 500 IPI, your limit in theory should be a trailing 3-month sales velocity. So, if you sold 900 units in the last 3 months, that in theory should be your limit for that ASIN. That's kind of how that works for over 500 IPI. Increased storage fees, you shouldn't have that if you're over 500 IPI, because you won't have an account level limit per se.
Right. So when you say brand new items, you mean an item that is not sold by others on Amazon, or an item of a brand new store?
Yeah, so this is a really good question, and you must understand this. When I say brand new items, that means a net new listing or a net new item to your seller account. It does not have to be, does nothing to do with being new on the platform. If it's sold by another seller, it doesn't impact you whatsoever. Take an item, right? Any item. If I was going to sell this wireless mouse, right, on Amazon, if this was selling by another seller 1,000 units a month, but then I went to sell this in my catalog as a brand new item, my limit would be 200. Even though I'm probably going to blow through that really quickly if it's an item that's selling really fast. But at least to start, for me as a seller, it's going to be 200.
Right. Are ASIN specific limits ever less than 200?
So hi Denise, I know Denise quite well. So yes, they could be if you have an account level restriction. If you're I'm talking to the sellers who are under 500. So if you're under 500, especially if that come that August 16th timeframe, you're going to have an account level restriction, and due to that account level restriction, it may then limit you from sending in anywhere close to 200 for an item, because your account level restriction is going to trump an ASIN level restriction. So when you think of which restriction is worse than the other, or which is better, you want to stick to those ASIN level limits if you can, as opposed to an account level, because an ASIN obviously impacts one item, whereas an account is everything that's under the umbrella.
Right. So Simone is asking, is it a crazy idea for newbies to switch to FBM?
You know what? I did that. I went to FBM for a lot of items in March and April, when this whole initial, essential only thing happened with Amazon, and it was kind of like an overnight switch. I don't ever want to do it again. It was a lot of headaches. That being said, in March and April, we didn't have a choice. It was Amazon wasn't accepting anything. So it was like, do you want to sell anything at all, or do you want to sell something and have to deal with the problem? So that's we went that way. But here's my advice for switching to FBM. It's not about just flipping a switch and then having a 3PL fulfill your orders, or having someone fulfill it for you. That's part of it, but you have to consider things like, what's it going to do to your overall profitability? Is there software to invest in? Is there hardware to invest in? Is there extra people to invest in? Extra services of a 3PL that you have to invest in? You've really got to do a total, complete redo of your profitability, and figure out how your profit margins change when you switch to the FBM model. Most sellers don't do that well enough, and then they end up losing a lot of money.
Right. So Monica is asking, should new sellers hold off until after Q4 to launch and hope that the dust settles a bit?
Nope, no time like the present. Get going. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, from an impact level perspective, from what's happened with the virus and how that's changed e-commerce, it's very category specific. So a lot of categories are up through the roof. There are a lot of categories that are stable, and there's some categories that are really far down. It really depends on what you're selling, right? But e-commerce as a whole, there's no doubt that e-commerce traffic has risen. I mean, that's the argument there. So I don't not recommend it to any seller that they hold off from a launch, because first and foremost, you want to take advantage of that traffic. But second off, no one really has a crystal ball on what's going to happen in January. I mean, I think the majority of us were sitting here in March and April thinking, this will be over by the summer and we'll be free and clear. I mean, here we are, at least in the US, we have a lot of problems right now. So I would say get going. I don't think it's worth waiting. Do what you can and then adapt as time goes on.
Right. Let's take a couple more questions here before we start wrapping up. So there seems to have some problems with buy box rotations recently and affect a lot of seller sales. Do you think it would be a long-term change or just for now?
I can't really comment on this specifically because we with our products, we're not sharing the buy box with other sellers since we're exclusively selling our products. I have heard about this, but I have to be quite honest with you, Cindy, I haven't looked into this with a whole lot of detail. I'm kind of hearing from both sides of the coin, where some sellers are reporting that it's not a problem, other sellers are reporting that it is a problem. So I personally don't have a lot of experience there.
Does the limit apply to big volume items? If the items are small, does the limit still apply?
Sure do.
Per unit, yeah, it's per unit. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a lot of big sellers about this, and every single one of them is impacted. No one has been granted any kind of exception to the rule.
Right. Okay, let's take this last question. So I've been selling for 30 days, no IPI, with stock about to run out in the next 2 weeks. Running out is inevitable. New stock at least 2 months away. What is the best action to take? Keep up the sales momentum up, or try and slow sales down? Example, higher price, less PPC.
Again, another question with a lot of debate. I personally don't like to slow sales down, on purpose. If I'm going to try to sell out inventory, I want to try to sell it out. Most of my experience has been that if I can, sell out inventory, the listing and the advertising, I kind of equate it to muscle in the human body. Muscle has memory, right? So I have found that when I do it that way, if I sell out of inventory and then I send back stock, normally I can bounce back pretty quick. That's just been my experience. Other sellers will disagree with me, and that's fine. But that's been my experience. I personally do not raise prices or try to slow down velocity just to try to preserve stock.
Right. Are there delays with account openings? Anybody heard of that?
Account openings, I haven't heard about that, no.
Right. All right, great. Thank you so much, Eddie, for sharing all of that information. So do you also want to talk about your own services? And I'll also display the email address over here in case people have questions or want to reach out to you. So do you want to tell people about your 3PL services and what kind of services you offer?
Yeah, so our business is located in Chicago, Illinois, which is the center of the nation in the U.S. From a distribution perspective, we are near a lot of Amazon locations, so we can get in pretty quickly once we consolidate our customer shipments with each other and send in full truckloads at a time. So we are a full service 3PL. Can handle everything from sending into Amazon to doing fulfillment by merchant to doing helping you with importing products into the U.S. if you're doing anywhere from small to large volumes. But it's I think from a seller perspective, you really have to make sure that you have the right partner for you for this holiday season, and making sure that they can fit the needs of your specific business. So for anyone who's looking for 3PL or needs some solutions that might help them with their business, feel free to email our team at the email address listed below. One of our team members can get back to you and talk to you about your needs specifically and figure out if we are indeed that right fit for you.
Awesome. All right, Eddie, thank you so much. And I will see you around, hopefully in India for some chicken tikka masala, huh?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Eddie.
Thanks, Eddie. It was great.
Great info. Thank you.
Eddie loves spicy.
My appetite is so basic. We'll see what happens.
Eddie loves spicy food. All right. Take care, Eddie. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers, Eddie.
Cheers.
Right. Okay, cool. So let's get on our next guest now. So we're going to introduce a 3PL. So we have Simon and Eric with us. Hi, Simon. Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
guys.
guys. How you doing?
Very
Simon
good.
and Eric are from DSP Warehouse, and they have a 3PL in a warehouse in New Jersey. So Simon and Eric, do you guys want to start introducing your company? And I'm going to share the presentation that you had sent over over here. So there. So go ahead, Simon. Let's start.
Okay, now here is the first one. You see the air view of our warehouse, and this is we opened since 2007. Well, it's self. Oh, sorry, I can't read it, but here we go. So we are only about half an hour away from all the major ports. Also, we are very close to a few of the Amazon warehouse. One of them is only about 10 minutes away from us. We've been doing this for about Amazon things for about four years now. So we do pick and pack. We do FBA and FBM. So we can go to the next page. So here it is. We're about 8 minutes, and very close to Manhattan. Next one, you can. All right. So we do a lot. We have e-commerce with Amazon, and our system actually can link with Amazon's, so they can automatically into our 3PL system and print out the labels and things here in the warehouse for FBM. And FBA, then you have to go to Amazon's website to print out those labels and send it to us. Okay, into the next one. So here's a little bit more about our warehouse. And there we go. And we can read this. Right. Okay.
So basically you offer, FBA and FBM both, right? And you can integrate into, integrate with Amazon, eBay, Shopify, all of those platforms. Is that correct, Simon?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, our system, yes, can integrate with those platforms.
So when you say integrate, then what is the workflow like? So let's say if somebody, has an order on their eBay store, for example, or let's say, an Amazon sale, then is the entire process automated, or does the seller need to, give you the information or something, or is it just fully automated and the seller doesn't need to do anything at all?
It's fully automated.
Okay.
We have a system that 3PL Central, that's they have the link with the Amazons and mapped it with Amazon. So this way, when the order comes in, we'll automate into our 3PL systems and right to our stations and labels, print out and ship.
Okay. Yeah, that's very useful. That's very efficient. It's almost like FBA, right?
Right, almost like FBA. And but the only thing is right now I understand the problem is the shipping label. The FBM, if you print out the label from the website, is much using the Amazon's labels is much cheaper because they have a better deal than everybody. So there is maybe a little bit of we have to use those labels to ship out, but those labels can only be printed out by the seller.
Right.
All right. So the next one here it is. We do the receiving, inventory control. Our system can do all the processing, pick and pack, and reporting is very important. So you will know what you have in the warehouse 24/7 anytime. And the system is you can log in with password, so you can see what's going on in the warehouse in DSP. And also the billing is automation too, so you can actually see the billing in our system. Next. So here it is. The receiving is very important. I always said the most important thing is to receive it correctly, and the label from overseas have to be very clear. What's inside the box, how they are packed inside every single shipment that's coming into us. We have a full scanner here in the whole warehouse is Wi-Fi. But the problem is that I found not many people are using barcode outside of the boxes. So I'm trying to tell all my customers, please put the barcode outside so we know what's inside. Without, much better that way, much faster and much more efficient.
Yeah, like for Amazon FBA, there's also a shipping label that people usually put on the box. So
right,
get you something similar. Mm-hmm.
So if they come into our warehouse the same way, will be much easier. Right. Most of the customers now is letting us do the label here for them, labeling the boxes. Next one, inventory control. Now, this is very important for a lot of FBA customers. You need to know what you have in the warehouse, be as accurate as possible. So our reports will tell you, what you have in here, how long the products been sitting here, and what is ready to go. From receiving to into the system, about 24 hours.
Right.
All right. So the next one, the order processing. Well, because of cloud-based, our system is cloud-based, you can see it, and we integrate with Amazon, eBay, Shopify, and all those. So, and also UPS and FedEx, we can integrate with them too. So it's a very big system and very easy to use, very friendly to use. And we have it on, if anybody will give us the email, we can send you a demo and you can have a look. Very easy. So, right, here we go, FBA, FBM. Now, this is the part that we do a lot of FBA right now. FBM, we're also going into it because like the gentleman before, he said the last 3 months, everybody couldn't get anything out of Amazon. So we have to ship it out for them here in the warehouse. So it has been a challenge because they were not prepared for the FBM. So we've been shipping individual to the customer directly to the end user. And here we go. Next, this is something that we do meetings in the warehouse, combining products. Next. And in the right here at the park, we have UPS and FedEx hub here. So it's very easy, and they come every day to pick up the goods every day about 4 o'clock. So very sharp. They're here to pick up about I don't know how many, 400 or 500 of boxes from here. All right, next. Reporting. Okay, this is reporting. Checking fulfillment orders, monitor sales level. We have that in our system too. So billing is, it's automations. And here it is, the next one. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Right. So let me just stop this first. Bring us all back. So yeah, thanks a lot for that, Simon. So Margaret and Kevin, you've been using Simon's services, right? You've been sending your products to their warehouse, and so do you want to share a little bit about?
Yeah, well, originally we sort of was going into the West Coast, and because of we were purchasing in China, and so the logical thing was into the West Coast. And then when we started to manufacture in India, we was coming into the East Coast, and then it was more logical to have someone like Simon on the East Coast. And so we started the search to find someone, and Margaret came across Simon, and we've been using him ever since. Go on, Mark, you can go next.
Yes, no, look, I just think Simon's service is fantastic. If I email him some labels that I want stock out, in the afternoon before I go to bed, about midnight, my phone will ping and it's, Simon, I've got your order. And then before I'm awake in the morning, I get another ping and it's the truck's picked it up. I mean, most times we get really, really good service. I mean, obviously it's going to get busier and things mightn't be as efficient with UPS, the pickups and everything else, the way things are going. But so far, the service we've had from Simon has just been fantastic.
One of the things we have found that's been really good is we never had the luxury before of having a computerized inventory where we could look and see our inventory in a computerized sort of model, because a lot of the 3PLs that we're using on the other coast didn't seem to have any sort of computerized system, did they, Mark?
No, we found that quite difficult. And if you wanted to know what you had to sort of pay them to do a count of your stock. And so, yeah, we find this a lot more convenient. And I'll just tell my funny story, because I was desperate to find someone on the East Coast, because that was where my products were going. And I was getting up every morning about 4 o'clock in the morning to try and find people. And I'd ring, and I learned after a while, if it said press 1 to press 10 to pick someone, I'd just hang up, because when I'd get through to them, they'd say, are you going to have an account with us and you're going to spend $50,000 on stock storage? And I'm going, what? No, hang up, and off I'd go. And when I asked Simon, and he answered the phone, and I thought, I've got the owner on the phone. I'm a leg in here. And then I said, do you do small people? And he said, yes. Well, I was just so excited. I couldn't believe it, because it would take me about a week to find you. So it's not an easy task, people. Don't take it on in New York.
Right. So, guys, if you have any questions for Simon, this is the email address to contact them. Let's see if we have any question. So Claire is asking the FN SKU on the outside, Simon. So, yeah, you mentioned this. So when people are sending in products to you, you would prefer them to have a barcode outside the box as well. So can you talk a little bit about that? Because on Amazon, like when we are creating FBA shipments, then of course the shipping labels are generated from within the system. So how can people do or is this just the FN SKU label that you want outside the box?
Actually, all your items should have a UPC labels.
Yeah.
And when the box comes in here, I would prefer to have the UPC label outside, so I would know. And when we scan it into our system for receiving, much more correctly and faster. So this way, your reports will show up very quickly when we receive it. And having those labels, so we don't have to read all the little small labels that come from China or India, and sometimes they are quite hard to read. Some of them use handwriting on those labels. Those are hard to even read the handwriting. So. Yes. So barcode would be the best way to go.
Okay, I see. Let's see if there are any more questions. Okay, so Simone is asking, so I can ship all my inventory to you, and if extra packaging is needed, such as single packing from bulk packaging, adding stickers, FN SKU labels, etc., then you ship to Amazon.
Yes, we do all that for you. Yes. Just have to tell me what you need, and we will cater for you.
Okay. And then what if somebody wants to, get their items checked, for example, or, they want to do a QC on the items? Do you do that as well?
Yes, we do that as well. And actually, in the receiving, if we see any damage, we will take photo and send it right away. So this way, you know that things come in already damaged. We will not, send it to Amazon.
Okay. Are there any limitations on how much, how much volume or how many units people can send in to you or anything like that? Nothing.
Well, we've been dealing with big store before. I mean, before this Amazon thing starts up, We deal with Macy, JCPenney, and all those big stores. So we deal with containers. So this is actually not that big. It's very easy.
Okay. So someone is asking, do you handle returns?
Yes, we do. Well, the return is difficult, but we handle returns.
Okay. Let's see. So Wendy has a question. Sorry, came late, so this might be answered. Can we send spare parts, etc., to you to send straight out to customers? Can returns be sent to you for checking and sending replacements out?
Well, to answer that question, Wendy, we have a customer that asks us to open the good one and take out parts to send it to the customer. So I think, yes, we do.
Okay. So Monica is asking, are you an Amazon preferred partner?
No.
Okay. Are you system integrated to get our order details from Amazon, eBay, Shopify? If not, how do we inform? So yes, you said it's entirely system integrated. It's entirely automated. So that is really good. Yeah, I think that is super useful because even, I mean, there are other platforms over here in Singapore as well, other service providers, but you've got to send them your information and the sales orders and addresses and everything manually. So that's super inefficient. All right. So guys, if you have any more questions for Simon, type them in the comments here. So Margaret, what else? Do you have any questions for Simon?
I think maybe, do you want to just cover, Simon, if someone wants to do FBM, what the process would be to obviously give you access and how that system works a little bit?
Well, to do FBM, first of all, we have to do the integrations. Without the integration to our system, it's very hard because then you need to send us all the labels. You need to do a lot of work, and before we actually send out the items. So integration will be the must. And once you integrate, then it's very simple us to pick and pack and send it out directly. The label coming from Amazon's, those shipping labels will automatically print out from our system. So there's well, how I say it, it's not that difficult, but it's a lot of work, but it's not difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So Simone is saying, you're practically my neighbors. I'll be in touch.
Okay.
CJ Tour is here. Hi, Trish. Good to see you again here. All right. So if there are any more questions for Simon, last couple of minutes. Okay, let's see. Can you send the Amazon return item back to Australia?
Wow.
Well, no one asked me that question before. And most of the time, I don't think it's worthwhile to send it back. We do send them to some donations places once at the end of the year, because sending it back all the way to Australia may cost a lot of money.
Yeah. I think it'd be more than the product's worth in most cases. I mean, I bought a book over here for a friend recently, and it cost like $60 to bring a book. So, I don't think it's going to be viable, especially if you don't know if it's damaged or not.
Simon, so at the moment, there's going to be a lot of people doing removal orders from removing old stock from Amazon. And now by the time all that stock gets back to you, it sort of normally gets back, drip feeds back to you. And some of those can end up being damaged. The box is damaged, the products are damaged. Obviously, when they get there, do you sort of then take images and can, give people a breakdown of how the stock arrived? We did have an issue a long time ago that when that stock from Amazon started to arrive at the 3PL, each drop-off got a piece of, the paper from, say, DHL or wherever. Then when we went to claim from Amazon because our stock arrived damaged, we had to then try and chase up each docket to prove that stock had been dropped off at that point. And of course, when you're looking at, say, I think it was how many, Mark? About 200.
Yeah, it's a few hundred, and it was just a nightmare because they didn't even put
and
anything in
yeah.
cartons.
And it was like the horse had already bolted, and so we couldn't then. So it cost us a lot of money. And but you know, I mean, a lot of people might get caught with this one now because a lot of people are now pulling stock from Amazon, either forcibly or by their own choice. So people, yeah, that'd be a good system that people, you know, once it got there, that you can actually do a full breakdown and cost analysis and photos and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, because you'd have to repackage a lot of those as well, which cost us a lot of money in repackaging.
Yeah, because none of ours came in packaging. It just came on pallets with shrink wrap around it. So we had to pay to get it all recartoned to move it anywhere because it was just sitting on pallets at that stage. So yeah, it was a nightmare.
The other point, if you get that, say that stock arrives with the damaged boxes, you offer a packaging service as well, don't you?
Yes, we do. Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. 20% of the goods coming back from Amazon are damaged. And the outside box is totally not usable. So when you need to send it back to Amazon, we have to repack them. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
And at that time, we will, you know, look into any more damages inside. That way, you know, we won't send any damaged goods into Amazon.
Right. But you have a packaging company close by that you associate with that could
we are doing the packaging. Yes.
Yeah.
The materials. Yes, we have all the materials all the times. We do all the packaging in-house.
So Brenda is asking for prices. Brenda, you need to contact them directly. We're not going to be sharing the prices over here because there are just so many different services. So reach out to Simon directly to learn more about the prices. Okay. Is there a cost to do that FBM integration, and how long does it take? Is it fairly quick?
Yes, there is a cost for the integrations, and it's about take about 7 days to 10 days for the integrations.
Okay. Is DSP also a freight forwarder?
No, we are not. No.
Yeah. Okay. Doreen says, glad to be here. Finally, I get to put the faces to the names. Mark and CJ speaks highly of this group and make a good job. Oh, thank you so much. Great. Okay, so guys, you know, you definitely need a 3PL service for Q4. So reach out to Simon especially if you're sourcing from India, because it's generally cheaper sending products from India to the East Coast. So Simon's warehouse will be very useful to you. So here's the email address, dspwarehouseinc@gmail.com. And we will also be sending out the presentation that Simon had shared earlier. So if you are on our email list, you'll get all of the catalogs, the suppliers' catalogs, as well as Simon's presentation later. If you're not on the email list, then just go to this link over here, indiasourcingtrip.com/ebook, and sign up to the mailing list. All right, Simon, thank you so much for your time. And thanks a lot for staying up so late. We know that's almost 11:30 p.m. Yeah, you have a good night, Simon and Eric. Take care.
Thank you, Simon and Eric. Nice to see you.
Soon.
Take care.
Okay, awesome. That was great. That was great.
A lot of information to start the day off with.
A lot of information. Yes, my head is still spinning. Okay. And there's so much happening in the Amazon space nowadays, right? I mean, there's so much to
especially on those 2 points. Sort of Eddie is obviously a wealth of knowledge regarding Amazon changing the goalposts every other day in regards to storage. And
Exactly. I feel that we didn't have enough time with Eddie. I mean, we should probably do a separate webinar with him, because I'm sure people have a lot of questions.
I think we need to spend the weekend with Eddie.
But we probably need to bring you back each week because the goalpost is probably going to move so many times in the next 3 months that we won't even keep up with it.
There you go. Eddie's got a weekly spot. Indian sourcing trip.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's get on with the show. And Eddie's here. He's saying, "I'll come back." Awesome. Thanks a lot for sticking around, Eddie. Cool. All right, so let's see what Claire is saying. DSP hands down the best customer service I've experienced in this space this last week of inquiries.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, highly recommended by Mark and Kevin. So
yeah, they are. They're great. Yeah. I mean, we can't.
Just lovely people, as you can see. They're just very, very obliging. Nothing's ever an issue with him, so it's been great. Best find I've had for ages.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get on with the show now. We've got 3 suppliers that we want to introduce to you guys, and one supplier is already waiting backstage. So before we bring him on, I just want to remind everyone that you need to do your own due diligence before ordering or inquiring about any of the products that you see. We're not making product recommendations. We're only introducing suppliers to you. So make sure you do your own research to confirm that there is indeed demand and there are keywords that you can attach these products to on Amazon. Also, we have vetted these suppliers. We've made sure that they're actual companies. We've checked their documents to, check that they are manufacturers. But again, you need to do your own due diligence and make sure that you are comfortable dealing with these companies before you make any payments. So we are just providing introductions to you, and you need to make your own business decisions. All right, so let's get the first supplier, Hitesh from Menrico Bags. Hello, Hitesh. How are you?
Hello. Good. How are you guys?
Hi, Hitesh. How are you?
Hello.
We're great.
Hello to everyone.
So, Hitesh, you are based in Mumbai, and you, of course, you manufacture a range of backpacks and other types of specialty bags, right? So very interesting products and very high quality products also, I should say. I mean, I've been looking at your website, your profile and everything. So Hitesh, why don't you go ahead and introduce your company first to buyers, and then I'll open up the presentation that you had sent me, and then we can go over that as well.
Sure, sounds good. Firstly, I would like to say that it's lovely being here, and it's a great initiative, what we're doing right here. And it's amazing to be a part of it. I was just a part of the previous session that was happening. It's really amazing to be a part of it. So I'll just introduce and just give you a little background about the company. Firstly, I'll tell you the reason of starting a manufacturing company right here in India is because we found a gap of very high quality bags that are made in China, that are made probably in other countries. But there is obviously, there are certain companies doing very, very good work also. But there is a gap of a range of affordable bags with very high quality and plus a utility attached to it. When we talk about quality, having done a lot of trade shows, people usually end up asking us, are these bags imported or where are you sourcing it from? We get that a lot. So we've achieved that manufacturing quality here, and we're really blessed to have a great team. So we try and maximize and put the entire manufacturing process from design to shipping to wherever the client wants it. So we're trying to do the end-to-end solution from start to end with the help in designing, procuring materials, and wherever, say in case if there's a shipment that needs to be done to a FBA warehouse, we tie with the 3PLs and get the entire process done.
Right. When the first time I saw your products, I thought they were, made in China. And that's the first thing I asked your brother when I spoke to him. I was like, oh, these are made in China, right? I was like, no, these are made in India. I was like, right.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's, do you want to give an overview of your company and talk about this?
Yes. So we started working on the company 3 years back, and since then, we have slowly and gradually developed, and our team size is now close to 115 to 116 members, including all the craftsmen and the entire team. Mainly based in Mumbai, and we usually target the Indian audiences. Having said that, we are also now expanding to the export market, and we've already started supplying a lot to export houses and to the African markets. And as a factory, whatever documentation is required, whatever the necessary compliances are, we've taken care of it beforehand, and then we went on to start the manufacturing facility, which is up and running right now.
Right.
Next. So the range we manufacture is practically anything and everything that is going to do with bags. I'll just tell you the normal range of backpacks, briefcases, sling bags, messenger bags, special utility bags, probably which are not even mentioned here, like diaper bags. And there is a range of multi-utility bags. That is a 3-in-1 bag, which is you can carry it in 3 different ways, which is catching up in all the markets practically, which is a briefcase, a backpack, and a shoulder bag at the same time. So we have a lot of production going on for this bag because they are in high demand right now. So this is, so whatever it is, in case if, it's a travel accessory, anything that's got to do with, anything remotely to do with bags or even trolley bags, we can do a very good quality job. So, as I mentioned before, we are manufacturing in India with a purpose and to be partners with brands, with anyone looking for manufacturing services, end-to-end services. We are here for you. So, I have myself met a lot of manufacturing companies before we started manufacturing here. And sometimes the back and forth and, a lot of things that need to be done from our end makes a sourcing of bags particularly a little tedious task because of there are MOQs, there is design. So if you're a brand and you don't have a designer on board, it becomes very difficult because we usually do not do rip-offs. Like say, if you give me a Gucci bag and say, okay, just copy this and ship it to me, we will not do that because there are certain protocols that we follow. Yes, if you give us a reference, we'll modify it in a certain way. We'll make a better version or a version that you're looking at, and then we help you out. So, from designing to production, everything we make it very easy. So we first help you in design. You give us a certain design, we help you out with what are the pros and cons, what the ideal weight is supposed to be like, or this is a feature that should be added, or this is a feature that should be removed from a manufacturing point of view, and any other thing that is necessary for the production of bag. We'll give you suggestions, and we'll get the design also made at our end because we have a design team in place. So after the designing process, there is a material procurement process. Then we send you a prototype, and after which, obviously, the production starts once the final prototype is approved. Next. We can go on to the next slide. For a factory, being a compliant factory with all the regulations is very, very important for export standards, or be it for local production. We make sure, because we work a lot with international and local brands as well, we have made sure the compliance of the factory is up to date, and we make sure that any updates or any compliance that keep coming every now and then are taken care of, and we make sure that all the processes are in place. The second thing we get a lot is, say you share a design with us. You are a bag manufacturer, so obviously we have other brands also. So people are little skeptical about the design, like what if we share the design with you, will it be protected? So we make sure that our agreements are so strong, so rock solid, that a design does not go out of the factory at all, and we make sure that you are relaxed while you do whatever part that you want to take care of, and we take care of the rest of it. So the NDAs, you can have the NDAs better from your lawyers, or you can give us your NDAs. We'll be happy to sign it, and the designs will be very well protected. And we are also blessed to have a very experienced team on board who have like years of experience in the bag industry. And as far as the infrastructure is concerned, all the processes, all the possible processes from start to end, as I said, from designing to production to embossing, to personalization, or to any level of customization, every process is taken care of in-house. So we work a lot with brands who get their branded bags manufactured from us. We also work with Amazon sellers, where the MOQ is close to 250 bags. We can also do a lesser number of bags, and obviously the price is a little higher when the MOQ is a little lesser, or if people ask for or lesser bags than 250 or 300, but it can be taken care of. And import houses are our clients, and anyone who's sourcing for any other country, like the sourcing agents or even the corporate companies outside India. We've worked with a bunch of international NGOs for their first aid kits, their travel kits. We've worked for the Indian government per se, a certain section of it. And we work basically for any requirement of bag related items with all possible buyers. So this is just a list of machines that we have. As I said, from start to end, everything is taken care of in-house, from cutting to sewing, to packaging, to embossing, to anything that is a part and process for the manufacturing of the entire process. So these are the machines that we have, and we can move on to the next slide. Here also we mentioned the production capacity in case if we have to talk about the production capacity of a backpack. So there are different types of backpacks. There are utility backpacks, which are more complicated in nature. There are corporate or promotional bags, which are very simple and easy to make. So the production for that is much higher as compared to the utility bags that we can make. So basic backpacks anywhere between 20 to 25,000 is what we can manufacture in a month's time, and rest of the bags, close. It starts at 10,000 and goes up to 50,000 production capacity, on depending on the kind of product that we are manufacturing that month. This is already discussed, where the production process becomes very simple from designing to procurement. Then the cutting of the material is done, that is after the final approval of the sample. We also make sure that the quality check that is there. We are happy to have third-party quality check companies, as well as we do our own part and quality checks, where there are certain parameters that we'll give you first. And we will tell you that these are the quality standards. We'll send you photos and videos once the production is going on, once the production is complete. We'll take care of the packaging. Any kind of packaging that you're looking at, we'll give you options. And we'll also tell you when the products will be dispatched and what will be a tentative or delivery timeline for the same. This, I think, we have discussed quite enough, where we take care of the entire process. And when it comes to quality control, every part of a bag is crucial when it comes to the functionality bit of it. So a zipper, thousands and hundreds of runs of zippers are done with the machines that we have, so as to make sure the longevity of the zippers. Then we also do the stitch test with certain parameters, so that nothing tears off ever. And thankfully we've gotten like hardly ever any complaints that I can remember of. That's also because the stringent tests that we do out here, and all the parts of the bags are first tested before pre-production, and also once the production is done, after the bag is made, even after that, the parts and every aspect of the quality of the bag is checked. So when we have to do a jerk test, seeing the weight load, seeing the strength of the straps, the handles, when we drop the bag, what happens, the wheels, everything is taken care of, and all the tests are made sure. And these are the test reports that we give you once everything is in place.
Okay, so guys, if you have any questions for Hitesh, type them in the comments here, and I'll read them out to Hitesh. Okay, next. So let's take a look at some of the samples. Yeah.
I hope you guys like the pictures that you're seeing here. This is one of our very, very famous backpacks. It's called Aviator. The orange and the black one is called Aviator. The black and the maroon one is called Urban. So this is made for a brand, Backstud, which is also an in-house brand, which is also sold by a lot of resellers abroad in the African market and in India as well. So we have a lot of ready stock for Backstud bags, and we'll give you the numbers that we have once we have a discussion. So you guys can just pick up those bags and sell it directly in case if you don't want to waste any time on new product developments. We are really open to this option.
They look really nice, Hitesh.
Yeah, they do. And so you can put any labels, right? If somebody has their own brand and they want to put their labels or
absolutely
their logos.
This can be done. Yes, you can put extra labels, but what we do is, because it is made for Backstud and it is our in-house brand, we do have a lot of area of customization. You can put a customized label or probably a tag or anything that is required, like an emboss of a brand, that can be easily taken care of, or any print of any logo, anything can be done.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to also show the other presentation where you have more bags. So let's talk about this quickly. So these are some of your clients, and these are mostly local clients.
Yes, these are very big Indian brands and bag brands that we love to work with. We've done a lot of corporate orders for these respected institutions, and we also do a lot of OEMs for other brands. And obviously, we cannot put certain names over here because of the NDAs that we've shared with them. So these are the corporate clients where they are also. Okay, so this is the team. Being a manufacturing company, we have a very organized team when it comes to each process that has to be taken care of, from sales to finance to design. Having said that, you will have a one-point contact in case if you have any requirements. So the coordination will happen with the one-point contact. But every department is taken care of by an experienced member who's already probably a veteran in the industry for many, many years. And that's how we to achieve the scale that we have been able to achieve. And these are the contact details. The phone numbers mentioned over here are WhatsApp numbers. So in case if there are any inquiries, the email IDs are obviously there. So any inquiries on WhatsApp or on email are welcomed. You can probably give us a call in case you want to discuss anything with us.
And we'll of course share the contact details with the phone numbers and all later. So let's see, we have a few questions here. Alan is saying, better late than never. Hi, everyone. Hi. Don't you have any golf today? Okay, so Harsh is asking, looks great. Few questions. You only work with PU, vegan leather, or genuine leather, etc. Also, do you support dropship? Yeah.
Yes, we do all kinds of leather. We do PU, vegan, we do PVC as well. There are certain types of PVC materials that we recommend because the durability of the product. We do genuine leather as well. And yes, we do support drop shipping. So these are again third-party tie-ups that we do, and we make sure that the process for you becomes easy.
So how does drop shipping work with you? Can you explain that a little bit? So let's say, somebody has or wants to do drop shipping. Do they place an order of a certain number of pieces with you and, pay in advance or something, and then you ship to the consumers directly? Or how would the process work?
Yes, so it's you can say it's a certain number of MOQ for the ready stock that we have. Drop shipping is mainly for that. As I said, the MOQ for a customized bag or the bag that we're looking for is close to 250 bags. But if the backset bags that I just spoke about, for which we have ready stock, the MOQ is 10 pieces for that. And we do it with a third-party logistics company where a certain shipment amount is also attached to it and given to you. And once you approve it, it's given to the logistics company and it's shipped to you. It's very simple.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Do you design accessories like bottle sleeves?
Yes, we do. In fact, I'll just show you the range of products that we have out here. Tiffin bags is one of the things that we do, and a lot of tiffin companies that work with us right now, one of the biggest brands in the country, we do make tiffin bags for them. Also, they have a range of bottles for which we do sleeves. The material is usually neoprene, and any other, we've also done that in PVC or when a premium product or a premium looking product is required by any particular brand.
Right. Okay, so Annie's asking, in view of COVID-19, what is the current production time? Yeah, that's an important question.
The production time is pretty much almost the same as mentioned in the presentation. So, 15,000-20,000 backpacks a month is still achievable by us. Obviously, having said that, there's a certain production schedule that we have to follow because of the orders that are already in process. So once we get to know the kind of product that we're doing with you, we'll give you the production timeline before, after checking the schedule, and that's how you get to know when the delivery of the products can be done.
So is your factory running on 100% capacity, or, I mean, what about workers? Do you have enough workers in your factory right now, or is that an issue?
Yes, so we do. We have 70% capacity, and a lot of orders that, because the number of orders during the COVID have reduced. So 70% capacity is being able to take care of the production needs that we have right now.
Okay. And then do you have problems with workers not being able to come to the factory, or are most of your workers local?
They are local, and so the staying facilities are provided by the factory itself. So they just stay with the facility that the factory has provided them, because most of them are migrants within other parts of India. So after the situation, we also made sure there was certain team of local craftsmen, which again moved to the same facility, because the interaction with the outside world becomes a little minimal, so that it's safe and easy for everybody staying in the facility given to them.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I mean, that's very common in China, where factories provide facilities, but I don't think it's very common in India. So it's good to see that you're doing that, and it is it's good for the workers too. It gives them affordable lodging, and it's good for the factory too.
And we are also in the process of having a bigger facility. Somewhere we've thought of a state-of-the-art facility where, again, as I said, the few people who are staying locally, again, will have proper accommodation, and the certain team of helpers also that works at the factory usually comes from nearby areas. So we have made sure that we make such a facility where everything is taken care of.
Okay, awesome. So how long does it typically take to ship from India to the US?
By air, it normally takes 2 weeks. By sea, it takes close to 60 to 75 days, including clearing.
So I guess what you mean is the entire order, right? I mean, processing the entire order.
Processing the entire order. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're specifically talking about shipping, then Margaret,
It's once it's from the port, it's about 21. If you're going into Nava Shiva, from Nava Shiva to New York, it's usually 21 days. But they go on a certain day, so if you miss that day, it might be a bit longer. And then obviously, if you're coming out of Delhi or somewhere like that, it can be about 4 days. But if you're obviously in Mumbai, you're just down the road, so it's slightly different where you're shipping from in India.
Well, Hitesh is in Mumbai, so he's
it's easy. He's there.
Yeah, it's easy.
Okay, Asli saying very elegant bags. Yes, wait till you see
sure.
the other presentation, Asli. Just wait for it. I'm going to show it soon. Okay, especially the East Coast. So yeah, I think Lindsay, it's about 21 days sailing time.
To the East Coast, it is, yeah.
Yeah, to the East Coast. To the West Coast, it takes longer. Okay, do you also work with basket style textures?
Yes. I mean, when we talk about basket style textures, is it a particular material that we are talking about? Is it jute or is it the cane?
Holly, can you specify what material specifically you're referring to? Okay, let's see if we have any other questions here. Okay, so Dave is asking, do you have any ethical procurement certification?
There's, when it comes to procurement, any kind of certification that is required. See, I'll tell you, there are a lot of different brands requiring different sets of permissions. So when we work with a company like Amazon and they want to do the production for their own in-house brand Solimo, there were permissions that we had actually not heard of before, because those were certain standards as per Amazon, which were new to us and new to most of the factories out here, which was taking a little longer. But we made sure that all the compliance is in place, and if you're looking at any specific certification, we can get that done for you. As I said, we have all the necessary documents, so I'm sure that will not be a problem. So obtaining those certificates is probably what we can take care of.
Okay, but what about other certificates like SEDEX or some of those certificates and standards that generally Indian companies have for these kinds of
Yes. So when it comes to certifications, I'll tell you there are a couple of types of certifications. One is a compliance, say for European standards, there is a REACH compliance that you might have heard of, or that is normally for materials and everything. So that will make sure that the factory from where we procure the materials, they give us, and in turn we share it with the client, and we make sure that the testing of the materials and everything is taken care of. And when it comes to these kind of certifications, as I said, we directly export it to and directly give it to the exporters over here. So all the necessary permissions that are there from their side, they take care of it. And in case if there's anything that needs to be done at the factory, and we can take care of it as well.
Okay. Okay, so Holly is asking about jute. I guess you don't do
Yes.
jute, right?
Jute, yes, we do jute. In fact, we had done it for one of the events that was there. I don't have the bag. I have the picture though, which is very beautiful jute bag for a luxury hotel out here, and we can totally do jute bags also.
Okay, that's good. So Harsh is asking, is there a cost or fees for designing prototyping bags with you if we are doing a 250 MOQ order?
So initially we charge a fee for sampling. If the order is placed, that amount is adjusted against the order. But yes, beforehand, there's a prototyping fee that we charge, which is close to $100 plus shipping. And once the order is placed, we deduct that amount from the total order given to us.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna share the catalog over here. So Bag Stud is basically your own brand, right?
Yes.
And this is the brand that you sell in India, correct?
Yes. So this is online as well. You can check out the website for bagstud.com, and the brochures can be shared. So all the details of this particular bag. Just give me 1 second.
Sure. And the bags are also being sold on Amazon India, so you guys could also, look at the listings there and see what kind of feedback they have.
They're really different looking. They're great.
They are, yeah. They look
really.
Yes.
Really unusual.
So as I said, thank you so much. So when it comes to doing these kind of things, having a design team in place helps a lot. So the color combinations and the look and everything, the suggestions for which obviously we give to our clients, as to, even because we also do a lot of market research. So in case if there's any suggestion that anyone is looking for, so we do that as well. A lot of people tell us, okay, we want to start selling bags. It's just that we don't know for this particular market what is it, or this particular range what is it that sells the most. Because we do a lot of research of the bag industry, we do have ideas as to what kind of SKUs sell at what range, and what is it that usually customers like.
Right. So I think
this is the briefcase, and we also make sure the detailing of every bag, including the edges, stitches, the edges are usually colored. So we have a very nice unit, a separate section only for coloring, which you can see only in luxury bags. The edge coloring of the handles and certain parts of leather, as you can see in the puller right here. The edges are colored and they're just not left open for a better finish and better look.
So where do you source your hardware and the materials from? Are they all sourced locally, or are some of the, especially the zippers and buckles, are they imported from China or other countries?
So some of the hardware, like the dog hooks and the buckles that you can see, some of them, yes, we had procured it from China, but we do have a lot of manufacturing facilities here that can take care of the hardware requirements too. The zippers that depends on the kind of quality that we're doing. Say in case if anybody is looking for specifically YKK, we do YKK. YKK has a manufacturing unit here in India, so we procure it directly from them, or there are very, very good quality zipper manufacturers in Kolkata from where we manufacture from where we procure the zippers from. Also the materials, we have a lot of mills here that manufacture very high quality cotton fabric, polyester fabrics, canvas. So everything is easily manageable here, and we procure it directly for a lesser lead time instead of directly importing it from China.
In terms of the cost of the materials, is it more cost effective to source it locally from India or to import it?
When we talk about the main materials like the PVC and the polyester, locally we get almost the same rate as China, and in fact very good quality materials as well. So identifying the best suppliers in the industry is also very important, which we have already done. So there are certain standards. As I said, when we work with fabric manufacturers, there are certain certifications that we ourselves look for. Say in case if we have to supply to Europe or anywhere, so we make those standards standard for our Indian consumers as well, even though there is no requirement of reach here to sell a particular polyester bag. But we make sure that we take those certifications just in case if we have to ship it to another country where they're looking for these certifications. So we make sure all the quality and the procurement that is done over here is very, very cost effective. Only then, ordering bags in bulk makes sense.
Right. So what are the materials here on this bag? What are the materials used over here?
So we've used mainly PVC over here instead of PU leather for a very simple reason that PU leather peels off quickly, and this PVC that we've used, we have tested it for weather, we've tested it for liquids, we've tested it for temperature and everything else possible. So we've used PVC here instead of using PU.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see if there are any questions here. So Michelle is asking, has this been asked, what are the tariffs for bags into USA from India? Do you know, Lokesh, what are the import duties, and are there any additional tariffs?
To be very honest, the local import duties for USA needs to be, found out locally, because every product falls into a different category. But I can share that with you. I'm sure one of my team members would have it. I can share that anytime with you. Because as I said, we have shipped via the exporters, so we've not gotten much into the detailed tariffs that are being levied in US. Having said that, we've done it for the African countries directly.
Right. Okay, let's look at some of the other bags over here. So this is a nice bright yellow one.
Yeah, this is a polyester 1680 material denier bag that we've used, and with a combination of PVC. So most of the bags that we try to do, we try to give a hint of leather or leatherite materials with polyester, which gives a great look to the bag. And this is a tiny bag. As you can see the size, the height is 16 inches, so it's a very cute bag. Normally girls prefer using this one.
Right. Okay, we looked at this one. So this is also similar to the other one.
Yeah, this is a very premium 3-in-1 bag. As I mentioned earlier, the 3-in-1 bags that we're doing, you can carry 3 ways. As you can see, there are 2 handles to it. So you can carry this bag as a backpack, as a briefcase, and as a shoulder sling bag too.
Okay. So what is the approximate price range for these bags? And I mean, let me know if you want to talk about the prices or not, because
No
a
problem.
lot of things. But yeah, for something like this, what would be the approximate FOB price?
For this particular bag, the FOB price is close to $25
Okay.
for this bag. But we have a lot of promotional bags that start at $7, $8, goes up to $25, $30, $40 also, depending on what materials that on the materials that we're using. So this is $25.
Okay.
Yeah, and the range of backstud bags that you can see usually fall in the range of $10 to $20, and some of them, like this particular one and the previous one that you just showed, is in the range of $25.
Okay.
Yes. This is a full polyester school bag, which is again very popular in the retail stores out here in India. This is in the price range of $10 FOB. For high quantities, it can go up to $8 too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. I like the color. It's very different.
So as you can see, there are a lot of color combinations in the thumbnails below the main picture. So this is tan and black. Again, we've used PVC, and the buckle that you can see is a fitting that is imported from China. And the zipper is YKK that we've used over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to show you this particular bag.
Yeah, if you do have that, that'd be great. Let me just this back. Okay, yeah. Show us the actual
bags. So there are certain bags which are not there in the PDF that you just shared. So these are some of the bags that we've produced, and one of my personal favorites, which I'm sharing with you right here. So as you can see, a very nice green color. And the design element that we've given to it. These are the fittings, again imported from China, with satin tapes used, which are sourced locally. And this is a material which is very, very similar to Cordura. A cheaper version, but a very nice one. So this is a backpack with the detailing of the back straps, as you can see.
Right. Yeah, it looks very sturdy, and it looks, the finishing is very it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks first class.
Yeah.
So this is a duffel bag, which is again not a part of the catalog. I would like to show you products which are not a part of the catalog.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Can you open
like
it
that.
up? Yeah, that's very.
Yes. So it's very, very smooth too, as you can see.
Yeah.
So I'll show you the multi-utility bag that I was talking about. So this is one of this is one of my personal favorite bags that I've been personally using. So as you can see, the back straps are hidden over here, and whenever you want to use it as a backpack, you just remove it, hook onto the clips over here.
Does that got proviso for a laptop?
Yes, it does. So this is a checkpoint-friendly bag that we've made. So you don't have to remove your entire laptop and put it in the tray and go through all that hassle. You just, open the zipper, put it wide open, and put it in the scanner like this. So
Nice.
this has a provision for the laptop as well as your tablet.
And there are other zippers and pockets inside, or is it just like one
Yes.
pocket?
So this is the center compartment where there's a organizer again for your chargers and any travel documents, and quite a lot of space, probably like an overnighter, where a couple of pairs of clothes can be fitted.
Right.
And these things can be used for anything. You can hang your shoes here, probably even your portfolios for architects or anything that you require to put here. So this is again a utility along with the design element to it.
Yeah, very nice. So Pangjida is asking, do you guys do maternity and diaper bags? And also, will you be able to add on customization per item, like name for drop shipping? Or like
yes. Yes. So as I said, the MOQ for that is 10 pieces for a product that is ready. Otherwise, yes, if it's 250 pieces as an MOQ for a diaper bag, it can definitely be done. I'll just show you one of the diaper bags that we have.
Yeah, definitely.
So this was actually done for a supplier who has the mandate for supplying diaper bags to this particular brand. And we were the manufacturing partner for this particular supplier. And as you can see, these are the pockets as per specifications that were given to us. And the color and everything was specified. So this is as per their design and their detailing. We have to manufacture this bag.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. So is it a backpack, or is it also?
Yes, it is a backpack. Yes, it is a backpack, and you can carry it like a hand carry as well. So
right.
Oh, so it extends, Hitesh. It's an extendable bag too, yeah? It extends, it expands?
No, it does not expand. It's
I see. It's the way it folds. Sorry. Yep.
Yes, yeah. So expansion is possible if you add an extra zipper to it, which gives an extra space. So this is a tiffin bag that we've done for gifting purpose. This is a premium gifting bag which has a lot of space for keeping your bottles and keeping the food warm. So we've used the materials, the insulation that keep the food warm, and in case of anything else that you need. So this is a bigger one, though I personally feel it can carry a lot of stuff in case if you have a tiffin size this big, or if you eat a lot, probably.
Nice couple of bottles of wine in there, I could see. Nice couple of white wine, I see.
Yeah, probably. Yes. Yes, totally. You can use it for that too. So this is again for a third-party supplier who manufactures to large and international NGOs. This is a first aid kit, a very sturdy and a very durable one that we've manufactured.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Someone's asking,
do you have any range of pet niche bags? Example, pet travel bags or dog purses, etc.?
So I mean, it's easily doable. We have not manufactured one of those bags, but yes, I mean that's not very difficult to make. It's just some specifications change a little bit here and there, but it's easily doable. I don't have a sample with me right now.
Right. So for bags,
Yeah.
are there any, tech packs that are used to provide specifications?
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
I'm just asking, like for, apparel, there are tech packs, like very
Right.
detailed instructions that you can give to the supplier about the apparel specification. So are there similar, documents used for bags as well?
Yes and no. So basically, what happens is once a prototype is finalized, we give them the list of materials and whatever material is being used. And if it's a brand that's doing it, we get the specifications from them and we do it accordingly. So there are certain patents which are approved, and patents as in obviously once you make a bag, there's a patent made first, and then the bag is produced even for a prototype. So once the final prototype is approved, there's a certain pattern also which needs to be approved by the brand as per the sizes and everything, and they review it and then they give it back to us. So a certain documentation obviously happens, but I don't know how similar it is to the garment industry, but yes, there's a detailed document that is given with the specifications of the materials used and the size being done for the bag.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So guys, we're going to keep going over here because our next supplier is having internet trouble. So he's probably not going to be able to make it, but we're going to keep going with Hitesh until our next supplier joins us here. So Hitesh, you get more time.
I hope he joins. Yeah, I hope. Yeah. So I have a lot of bags. We can keep going on. That's not a problem. So this is a trolley bag, come a detachable backpack over here. Though this particular one we have stitched it here because of the requirement that we had. But having said that, as you can see, this is a backpack. We can easily detach it and you use it as a trolley bag and a backpack also. So
that'd be great at the airport. Yeah, great at the airport.
It is. It is. I love using this bag. Not this one though, because of the color and the golden zippers. But this particular bag is very light also, and one of my favorites because we have to attach this trolley separately.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that's great for the airport and on the plane, getting on the plane.
Yes, it is.
The fact that you've got a. What about sports bags, Hitesh?
I can show you some sports bags too. I'll show you a couple of duffel sports bags.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So this is a very sleek sleeve that we have. Okay. Which is like a file folder, or probably even if you have a smaller MacBook.
Yeah.
Or a tablet, it can be used. Very lightweight. Again, a mix of polyester and PVC is used here.
Yeah, I like that. That is my sort of style. That for my laptop and the way I like to sort of travel.
Yes.
Simone is saying the quality of the bags looks phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it does. I was really impressed when I saw the bags for the first time. So Harsh is asking, do you make marketing materials for bags like videos, etc., that could be reused for Facebook ads?
Yes, totally. So that's one of the feature I think I skipped in the presentation was, say you're selling in US. You have decided to sell the product. So what happens is the lead time of shipping till that time, the supplier has to wait. I'm sure the supplier has other things to do. But then till that time, wouldn't it be great if we guys, create photos and videos as per your specifications and angles that you give us, or probably we suggest you something at our end. We get it done for you. We share the folders with you on your drive. And before it reaches, you do the Amazon listing. As soon as it reaches your warehouse, boom, you're ready to go to sell, instead of going through that entire process of doing the photo shoots and videos and everything else.
Right. Yeah. Very e-commerce friendly.
Yeah. So this is a travel pouch, which is made for a local political party here. With little specifications, and probably this was a giveaway from their side for someone. So this is what we've done, and I'll just get the sports bag that we have.
Yeah, sure. So Iftikhar is here, who's our next supplier. Iftikhar, please wait. We'll get you on in about 10 minutes.
So this is a duffel bag that a gym wanted to give to its to their customers. So a very basic one, because it was a giveaway to the customers. This is what we did for the gym. Even though we have our own product as well. Yes, I can use that. So this is again an overnighter, which is actually not into production.
Right. So Kema is asking, do you do wallets?
Yes, we do wallets too.
Okay. And then Asli is asking, I heard $25 as a product cost for one of the bags during the presentation. Did I hear it right? Yes. So one of the bags, $25.
Yes, I'll show you that.
That was the top of the line bag, Megla.
Yeah, that was the top of the line. How much does that retail for then? You know, if it's like FOB 25, it's got to be like over $100 something in retail.
Yes, and it sells at that much price. I'll give you references of bags that are similar in nature. We have that research too, which are similar in nature, similar features, which are retailing at that much in the international markets. Though over here, we can easily retail it anywhere between $50 to $60.
Right.
So this is the bag that I was talking about for just $25, where all the zippers that I used are YKK. The back is neoprene, the material that you can see here, which is a little elastic. This is a satin tape for your trolley strap, for your trolley that you don't have to carry your backpack at the airport. You can just put it in the trolley like this.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Right. So someone is asking, do you sell your own products on Amazon? Would we be competing against you? So you're selling on Amazon India, right?
India, yes. We sell only on Amazon India. But if you are interested in being a reseller for other markets, we are really open to that option.
Yeah. So there are two things. They do their own brand, which is Bag Stud. They have their own designs. But if you want to develop your own brand, then you can reach out to them and give them your specifications, your designs, and that would be exclusively your design. So they would not sell your design on Amazon. That they would just manufacture it for you.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have exclusive arrangements with suppliers so you can't sell same style bag to other suppliers? I guess.
Well, that's the NDA.
Yes, as long as the design is exclusive. So let me just give you an example. We had an inquiry of a diaper bag from one of the suppliers just recently, and that was a bag which is a very common diaper bag available in the market. Even Alibaba or any other marketplace that I know of. So when the supplier sent me that particular inquiry, I told them, this is the bag that we've already seen, and this is what we can easily make. So the supplier in turn told us, please protect the design and not share it with anyone. And it is a very common design that is available in the market. So what happens is, if it's an exclusive design, as I said, we have NDAs in place to protect your design so that we do not develop a similar product that we are developing for your brand. But having said that, if it's a very simple product, something like a promotional bag or any standard diaper bag that we are making, obviously the branding will be different. But if it's a very common bag that we are already doing, because we are a bag manufacturing company, there are every design or every type of bag that we're practically manufacturing. So then it becomes difficult if it's a very common bag. But if it's an exclusive design, we do protect your design, and we make sure that we do not give those suggestions also to any other client. As you can see, whatever products that I just showed you here are very, very basic products, and mainly our products that we've manufactured and which can be resold by resellers. And any other brand that we've manufactured for, we did not show it to you. And the ones that were there were the previous prototypes, which are not approved, or those were not branded. So we make sure that we protect every design and every client that we have.
Right. And then can you show us packaging options for some of these bags? Do you have any packaging options here, or like how is the packaging generally done?
So I can tell you what are the packaging options. We can either do boxes, or we can do any kind of jute bags or cloth bags that we have. I'll show you one or two packaging options that we have here. So this is the internal packaging. This after the first initial packaging where we have the logo, we can put it into any type of box that you require, or any other kind of casing that you require. So there are, boxes with handles too that we've done. So it becomes like a utility product that a customer can use even later instead of just throwing the box away.
Right. So that's a cotton bag, right?
This is a cotton bag, yes.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
any kind of packaging is possible, yes.
Right. Okay, guys. So if you have any more questions for Hitesh, type them in now. And this is the email address, hitesh@menrico.com. You can reach out to him. And we'll, of course, be sending out the catalogs and everything later. Do you offer any bags or wallets with RF protection capability?
Yes, that's totally doable. That's in fact a lot in demand right now. The anti-theft and the RFID bags, we can totally do those.
Okay. Let's see. Do you offer any vacuum sealing on bags to save on dimensional weight? I'm asking this for drop shipping.
Possible or bags that we feel the shape or certain design element of which is not affected, we can do it in those kind of bags which are easily foldable and vacuumable. Not every bag we can do that too, so we can take care of that. That depends on the kind of bag that we're doing.
Right. Do you do simple clear plastic packaging?
Yes, as per the specifications, and if you're okay doing that for your particular market, yes, it's totally doable.
Okay, great. Well, Hitesh, thank you so much for your time today. And your products are really beautiful, very high quality. And I'm sure you'll be getting a lot of inquiries from people here.
It is great being here.
And we would love to come by and to have a look at your factory.
Absolutely. Everybody is welcome. And if we have any people here from Mumbai, they're welcome anytime. And I would love to have anyone and everyone who wants to visit the facility, because the kind of response that we get, especially after that also, and the kind of processes that we're using, so we've optimized a lot of processes over here, because as I said, why it couldn't be done in India when it's mass produced, and why can't we achieve that price point, is because we have optimized a lot of factory processes. So once those are in place right now, the production happens very smoothly, and it's a faster process.
Yeah, they look very elegant.
Love to have you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, and beautiful.
Yeah. And Hitesh, you're of course in our Facebook group as well. So, in case anybody who's watching, if they want to reach out to you, you can reach out to Hitesh in the Facebook group as well, or this is their email address, hitesh@menrico.com. All right. Thank you so much, Hitesh, for your time today.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
All right, awesome. Those are some really nice bags.
They are
very
really
high
nice quality bags. Very high end, some of them.
Very high
and
end,
they're very different styles too. They're not the common sort of ones you see.
And what sort of people, like if you're going to pay $25 for sort of wholesale, it's you get a sample and you see the quality, and you probably be blown away by the quality. But obviously that $25 has got to turn into a return for you. So you've got to sort of do your homework, whether you can put it in the market to sell it and make a profit too. So did you see those bags $25, mate?
Yes, I did. Yeah, no, and I think they're good. And I mean, you'd probably, well, I haven't looked on Amazon, but I would think that they would be, you know, $90, $100, and there should be still, because at that price point, you've got a lot of bit more spare money in your margins as you go along. So, you know, probably $90 to $100 wouldn't be, you know, out of the question for those. And I think it'll be, you know, still a good profit margin in them.
Yeah, and if something is durable and lasts for a long time, I think people wouldn't mind spending that much. Like I myself have bought bags like backpacks for $70, $80. So, you know, it does pinch a bit, but you know, if you know it's high quality, then you don't mind paying that much, right?
Well, so have I for sports bags, but I look at it and say, how long is that sports bag going to last me? And I'm not the most careful person with a sports bag. So, you know, but you get what you pay for, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
All right, so let's get on. So our second supplier couldn't make it because he was having internet connection issues. So we'll probably get him on the show another time. But let's get on to the next supplier. So we have Iftikhar. Hello, Iftikhar.
How are you?
Iftikhar, you're
Hello.
muted.
How are you?
Yeah, thank you. I'm good.
Thanks a lot for joining us here, Iftikhar. So Iftikhar is from Shabana Exim, and you're in Delhi, right, Iftikhar?
Yeah, in Delhi.
In Delhi. Okay, awesome. So Iftikhar makes a range of products and very, very beautiful products that I'm sure a lot of people over here will be interested in, especially macrame products. I don't know if there's a lot of demand for macrame wall hangings and macrame, everything related to macrame. So yeah, Iftikhar is your person. Of course, we also have a couple of other suppliers who do macrame products, but Iftikhar specializes in that, plus other products as well. So Iftikhar, can you give an introduction of your company? Tell us how your company started and what is the origin story? And I'll also open up the presentation that you had sent to me.
You will open it or I open it here?
No, I will open it, but you start talking about your company. Start telling us how did the company start?
Yeah, actually, we are from a weavers family. I was born in a village in UP, Uttar Pradesh. It's 200 kilometers from Delhi. And we used in my family when I was born, we saw that we used to take yarn from other people who was into the business of textile, and we make the fabric, and they pay us on the job work actually. So my father was a teacher, and he started this business or the fabric making. He used to take some yarn and then give it to the other weavers, and then make the fabric and supply to the Delhi, in Delhi, the Chandni Chowk market and other markets. So then we went in. We came into the export supplies. So it's been 40 years. I think that 40 years we are into the textile manufacturing, but we didn't change our way of working. We grown up, company grown very big, but when we got big orders, we took the machines when we needed the machines, but we didn't make a factory. We have given those machines to the weavers who had capabilities of grown up, or they had capabilities of making the fabric. Or because in my area where I was born, there are community of the weavers actually. So
Okay.
in every home, the ladies and the kids who are grown up and all, they know, actually basically they know about the weaving. So when we got good orders, so we didn't set up we just have a stock house there, dyeing house, and the checking facilities. But we distribute the yarn to our weavers. They make fabric. So in that case, they are free to ask for their. They are free to ask the payment. They are not our labor. So it's practice of the fair trade practice, like you can say. Uh, And when we have anything that they don't have the facility, we provide the facility to them. We buy the machines and give them, and then they pay off it slowly with our work.
Right.
So
That's great.
Yeah. So what you're saying basically is that in this community or in this city where you grew up, and what's the name of the city?
actually, you can say it's our district is Bijnor, and I am
okay.
from Ravana. Ravana, there is a village Ravana. So we do this. It was about handloom actually, handloom
Okay.
and power loom. But when the technology changed and we came into the shutterless era, shutterless machines, the shutterless machines are very high speed machines now. So what we do, we hire the extra facilities in the mills. Like there are a lot of mills and they don't have work. They don't have uh, 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 enough work to do at their facilities. So we hire them and we provide them because we purchase all raw material with our quality inspection and all direct from the mills, and we provide them our quality check QC and all the designers and everyone. We take care of the quality, we take care of the yarn quality and everything, but just we pay them for the weaving.
Okay. And then in your own factories, you do the processing. So you get the fabric from, various like these mills or maybe the smaller weavers in your district. You get the fabric from there, and then you bring it in your facilities, and then you do the processing there, right?
We get done job work from there. We don't trade the fabric. We don't buy the fabric.
Okay.
We get done job work from them.
Okay, can you explain what is job work? Maybe people are not familiar with that.
It's like if some person has the skill of weaving, and we provide them what to make, and the yarn, the material. In fabric case, it's yarn. So they just make it and we take back, and we pay them job work. It says job work.
So
like per piece.
like a contract. It's like a contract.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's like a contract, and then you pay them by piece, like whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
By piece. Okay. And this is a concept that's very common in India for a lot of different product categories. In fact, not only weaving or fabric-based products, but also in Moradabad or Saharanpur, where there's a lot of metal and wooden products done. There are these communities and people doing, or artisans doing this kind of work at home or in small community settings, and the work is outsourced to them. Right. So job work is like outsourcing. Yeah.
In India, it's actually like that. In Moradabad, they work on metal, they work on brass, and in my area, they work on yarn, or they work about fabric. In some areas, they do different kind of. So in India, it's especially there is the communities like very big areas. They are specialized into some particular type of products.
Right. Yeah. So job work is like outsourcing, someone is saying. So whoever you are, can you please go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give StreamYard access to your profile so that we can see who you are. And I think this is probably Hanos. I'm not sure, but it looks like Hanos. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at your beautiful presentation. So this is some information about your company over here. So you started in 2004.
This company the export unit we started in 2004, but still we are into the export supplies. The very big export houses in India, from Jaipur, from Delhi, from Noida, and from other part of the countries. We also supply them the raw material, but we never mix those products we export. We don't supply in Indian market, and those products we do the Indian market. We don't export them.
Okay. Mark is here. He's saying, guess who made it? Yay! Mark, we missed you. We missed you. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're feeling okay.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark. We're so happy you made it.
It's late at night for him too.
Yeah, it is. He was supposed to drive back from somewhere. All right, so
Megla, just let me say one thing. It's like being
yeah.
in Delhi today. You hear all the beeping horns in the background.
Yes.
It's just like being in Delhi today.
Yeah, if the car, we can hear the horns beeping in the background if the car.
Yeah,
so we're
a lot
saying
of
it's.
traffic here.
Yeah, it's just like being in Delhi. Mark is saying.
Delhi.
Mark is saying, I missed you guys too.
Yeah, we missed you too, Mark.
All right. So Iftikhar, tell us, what products do you make? What are your main product categories?
Yeah, actually, we are into first of all, we are mainly into the weaving, any product in the weaving, like in the export, you can say the bedding, the kitchen linen, home textile, throws. If I go into the particular categories, throws, cushion covers, and blankets, bed sheets, beach throws, we can say, and photo towel, kiko towel, Turkish towels, napkins, a lot of products. Whatever into the whatever is not ordinary and available in the market, we mainly work in the customized products actually. And
Okay.
anything in the in weaving. First and next pattern is, you can say, macrame. Macrame we can make because it's customizable, so we can make any product in the macrame.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, that we only work on the customized products. We don't make any product and we stock them and sell to the customers. We make only on the order, and we welcome always in small or big quantities. We welcome customization.
Right. So let's talk about your USPs. So why to choose us? Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, actually, we focus on the quality always, and there is a dedicated team, or the people are dedicated to their own work. The best quality of the yarn we source, and we know the main difference is that we know which yarn we should use in the particular fota or Turkish towels. Which the same yarn can't be used in the cushion or on other fabrics. So this is the main thing. We focus on quality design. We are always welcome for we welcome customization, and we also, our designers also develop new ideas, and we are very fast on the sampling actually. And branding, we welcome branding. You can ask for any private label, or we know about you can say Amazon or any retail chains. We work with the retail chains. We work with the Amazon sellers or e-commerce stores. So their branding, I'll show you later that how we work on the packaging.
Yeah. So what's the sampling time approximately?
It depends on the particular product. Like if you say that there is the weaving, if someone asks for the throw, so there is the process dyeing and warping and then weaving, and then product go into the finish. So it takes around 20 to 25 days. And macrame, because it's totally handmade, so we can do approx 10 to 15 days.
Right.
Or if customer don't have time in hand, so we can do in 5 days also. It's not an issue.
If you have the materials ready with you, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, always.
Okay. So let's talk about home textiles and kitchen linen. So these are some of the products that you do. So what are the fabrics that you mostly use for these
Actually,
products?
there's the different because we do only on the customized fabrics. So like we don't use fabrics; those are available in the market. So we do textured textiles, like you can say waffle, or you can say these days thick and thin yarns are in fashion, slab yarns, and the linen, or you can say cotton, and mainly the designs like herringbone or diamond, or the customer asks for the pattern.
Okay. And so you said that you also you have already worked with Amazon sellers?
Yeah, we have many sellers.
Okay. And what kinds of products do you mostly supply to Amazon sellers?
We do Turkish towels, we do kitchen linens, we do home textiles like throws, cushions, macrame products, and sometimes napkin rings and some trinket box.
Okay. And are you familiar with Amazon's labeling requirements? Like if somebody, wants to put the labels and all, can you do that for them?
Yeah, everything.
Okay. So then these are some of the cushion covers, chair pads, and fillers. Okay.
That was an interesting one for up the top, Meg, like the Mexican blankets. As it said, Mexican blankets. Go
Actually, Mexican, like it's Mexican blanket is
Mexican blanket.
It was this product was origin from Mexico, so we call it Mexican blanket. So they have some like multicolors and neon colors actually, and some dopey designs in it.
Mark is saying, "Love the horn, sign of life and activity, a welcome sound."
It is, Mark. That's all you can hear when you come back from Delhi after you've been in Delhi for a while. Your ears ring for weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Mark is asking, do the chair pads have ties?
Yeah, they have.
They have ties. You can do ties or elastic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, elastic or as the customer want. If they want, sometimes they want a handle only. Sometimes they want some ties or.
Okay. So Iftikhar, you are in Delhi, right? And then you're like, where's your factory? Is it in Delhi itself? Do you do some?
Bijno, actually, here it's our office in Delhi. We work from here. Sampling and everything we handle from here. Shipments we handle from here.
Okay. So let's talk about rugs. So you have jute rugs, cotton rugs.
Yeah, we do rugs in we do rugs tufted. We do woven like chindi rugs. We call it recycled. Then we do cotton leather rugs. Some machine made cotton rugs. We do jute. A lot of jute rugs. It's we call it braided, and we do pit loom rugs. If you know that pit loom rugs, handmade.
Right. So again, these rugs are also outsourced to the artisans and other people in the community, right?
There is the same way, always the same way of the work. We work with people who are expert in that field. We don't work with the factories in big because we manage it.
Right. Okay, so then placemats, napkin, tea towels, aprons.
So it's a jute placement. There you can say. So it's same for us. It's just giving the shape to the product. Like it may be the rugs, it may be the placement. Like if you are seeing here in the napkin ring and tea towels, these are wovens. So for us, it's actually the fabric.
Right. And so what do you do in your own factory in Bijnor, like the factory that you have? What processes are carried out there?
Yeah, there is the yarn dyeing, checking, packing, stitching, yarn distributing, and like packaging we do in house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so then these are jute storage baskets, jute planters.
Yeah. Cotton storage baskets, cotton planters.
Yeah. And so these are like, are they finished to make them a bit stiff and hard, or like are they soft and flexible? I can't make out from here, but like the jute planters, for example, like how do you make them stiff? Mm-hmm.
it depends on the quality customer asking for. There are a lot of factors depends, like the weight, the thickness we are using in. So sometimes they are soft, sometimes they are sturdy and thick, and then you can see that there is the planter, but inside there is a plastic or some kind other the planter actually. It's just outside. They cover it to to see good. Mm.
Mark, are
Approximately,
those
what is
things
the? Yeah, go
in
ahead.
demand on Amazon? That those macrame?
Yeah, there's a lot of macrame. It must be very trendy in America at the moment. There seems to be a lot of macrame and a lot of people looking to work in macrame at the moment. It seems to be a really topical sort of product. It's having a comeback, I think. I did it many years ago. I used to make it myself.
Yeah, I learned it in school.
Yeah, every few years the trend change in the Amazon or all over the world. Right now, few years ago, for the towel and Turkish towel it was a huge demand, but macrame was not there. But now macrame is good selling.
Right. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the other products. So these are all the different types of fabrics that you can work with.
Yeah, these are some examples only. So any customization or anything, we are mainly into the customized. The customer asks for anything we can do for them.
Right. Okay, so now we're coming into handbags and clutches, and these are made from macrame, right? The red and white ones here.
Yeah, you can say that these are beaded and jute, braided jute. In mid one is pit loom. There is the macrame and the crochet. So these all five are different techniques of the making.
Right. Okay, so let's take a look at the macrame collection now. So tell us about these. So these are mostly wall hangings.
Wall hangings, dream catchers, plant hangers, and curtain, wedding backdrops, rain wall hanging, sewing and hammocks, and macrame accessories. Any the customer asks, we make a lot of products. But here are some examples: the table runner and what was that? Chandeliers, lampshades.
If Tigger, if a customer or a buyer wants to sort of say 3 or 4 different products, and what would and they didn't want to go to a high MOQ, what would be the maximum dollars they would have to sort of spend?
In macrame, if some customer asks for one design, we can accept 100 pieces also, not a problem.
Yeah, but if someone wanted to take, say, four designs, right?
4 designs.
So would they have to spend $5,000 or $8,000 or?
No, it's not like that. Around $2,000.
Okay, that's cheap. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And then for each item, it would be about 100 pieces minimum. Is that correct?
Actually, it depends on the customer we are working with. If we are regular with them and they are taking many items, so we welcome, and it's feasible to make. So we do 20 pieces also. We are not very. It's not very some kind of policy, but depend on the working load, depend on the customer we are working with them, or if we can do it, so we try to.
Right.
So, but minimum there should be MOQ of 100 pieces for the easy business.
Right. Okay, and then these are your Christmas products. So what are the different products that you have over here for Christmas?
Yeah, there's some macrame, again, some resin works, beads products. So leg glitters, wooden.
Right. So where do you where do you source these products from, like the wooden products and resin and all of these? Are these from different
Yeah, actually we as I told you that in macrame also we use wood, a lot of wood for the hanging and all. So for every work we have people who artisans, those create the products.
Right. Okay, so Mark is asking, do you have established dipped colors, or can you work with buyers to customize colors for dipping?
Yeah, we it depend on the quantity actually. If like if we take the example of the throw, so and photo towel, so we have many color shades available for these products, so buyer can choose from them because we have huge production of these products. But if customer want their own colors, we can do it if it meets MOQ.
Right.
I love those wooden decorations. I think they're really different. They're very, very unique.
Yeah.
They're cute.
Okay, and then we have some diaries, pens, trinket, jewelry boxes. So these are all beaded and
yeah, these are all we say trinket boxes, and these are glitters. There's some used bangles. So the technique is the same, but created the different products.
right. Okay, some more wooden products. So home decor, candle holder.
Well, is there any particular sort of wood for that stuff, Iftikhar?
Sorry?
What sort of wood is that for people to know?
Source of the wood.
What kind of wood is it?
What kind of wood, Iftikhar? Sorry?
Mango wood. Generally,
Mango.
it's mango wood. Yeah.
I thought it looked like, yeah.
Actually, we keep in mind the norms which woods are banned. We can't make the products in those. Yeah.
Right. So here are some testimonials from the buyers. All looks great. Thank you also for the lovely samples. Nice to be selling product with some nice memories attached. Yeah. Just wanted to tell you thank you. The Fautas have amazing colors and combinations. Jacquard are great. I love both colors and quality, and also Kipoi. Okay, awesome. So
Excellent.
Jackie is asking, do you use birch plywood?
Birch plywood we use? No, we don't use it.
Okay, it's mostly mango wood that is most commonly used in India. I think plywood is not that common. Okay, great. So guys, if you have any more questions for Iftikhar, type them in the comments here.
Now we can go. Actually, we didn't. Now we can go with the products for a short time. So
yeah, show. Let's see some of the products.
Yeah, we start from the macrame. Actually, you are interested in the macrame lot.
Yeah, let's do that.
So here is the plant hanger. Like sometimes in wood ring or in the metal ring also.
Right.
One by one. So we will plant hanger. So different designs of the plant hanger.
So what is the lead time for macrame products, Iftikhar? Because of course they are all handmade. It takes time to do them. So let's say 100-piece order. How long does it take?
We have a lot of labor artisans in this, so we can do a bigger order. We can do in 30 days.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah. It's a good turnaround.
These are.
So these are wall hangings.
Yeah, wall hangings. They're nice. Oh, I like the circle. Circle's lovely.
Yeah. So that's a wall hanging as well, or is that
wall hanging? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen these dream catchers on Amazon that use a lot of different colored materials as well. I think they're feathers or some other.
Those actually are not macrame. I'll show you.
Okay.
So here, actually, when we talk about the wood, so we use wood in our many products. So there is no difficulty for us to create only the wood products only.
Okay.
Mm.
Right. That's got a lot of detail.
Hasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's some really good detail.
Yes.
And this is the weaving.
Sorry, what is this?
This is also the wall hanging.
Okay, also macrame.
Mm.
Yeah, it's macrame, but here some weaving. You can see
Oh,
the
it's got some
different.
weaving.
Yeah, it's sit at the weaving.
Oh,
It's like a
it's not
basket.
weaving.
Yeah, wow.
The techniques are there. We just create the fusion like mixed with the weaving and other different things.
Right. And so generally are macrame products in the natural color of the yarn, or can they be dyed into different colors?
Yeah, we can do. Like here, you see that it's a bit.
Ah. So that's a black bag, yeah.
Yeah, like he said before, Megla, that in their factory they do the dyeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Nick is saying lovely patterns.
Mm.
Mm. Very nice.
Nice weaving pattern.
Oh, what's that, a pillow? Pillow?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that's a pillow cover, is it?
Pillow cover. Yeah. That's
Oh,
very
right.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of lovely colours in it. Yeah, that's lovely.
Good designs, lovely designs, and it's been crummy. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Cushion cover.
Did you used to make them like that, Marg, in school?
No, they weren't like that at all. They were very basic. Mine. I won't get one out and show you. I'd be embarrassed.
We make it in all facilities. Even fabrics we make in house.
Right. Yeah, so weaving is their strength, that's their
Yeah,
background, that's their
absolutely.
strength. So
Yeah, see, that's
yeah.
nice.
Ooh,
isn't it?
that's a nice one,
Weaving as
yeah.
well. Yeah. Very
Yeah,
nice.
that's very intricate pattern.
It's also very big.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. That's a really big one.
Yeah, no, very good.
The clutch, the technique is same macrame, but it's clutch bag.
Oh,
So you can
that's
basically
nice.
turn it into any product, Okay, so Mark is asking, do you have
Is that a
hangings for
YKK zip?
do you have hangings for door jams? Can we order to fit the width, add coloring? Door jams.
The door
Oh,
jam is.
I think he means like a curtain to go in a doorway. Is that am I right, Mark, or not? Is that what you mean? Like, say you'd hang it across the doorway between two rooms?
It's curtain. Actually, you are talking
Yeah,
about
like a
curtain.
curtain.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It is big.
There you go, Marg. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're nice. The bags are lovely.
This is a shelf, macrame shelf.
What is that?
It's shelf.
Oh, it's a shelf. Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, it's got
Oh, wow.
a wooden shelf.
That's good.
You can have some planters, or you can use
Yeah.
it as shelf.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so Mark is asking about a curtain. So yeah, door curtain.
Yeah. I just asked my colleague to bring a curtain here.
Okay, awesome. And then Mark is also asking, I'm assuming their website has more samples of the candle holders. What is that style called for those holders? They're really attractive. So I guess it was the wooden candle holders that we were seeing in your catalog.
Yeah, we do candle holders in wood and some other techniques also. Like I show you the example, but
This wood, like this kind of
like this kind of
wood.
we make candle holders. In this kind
So this is mango wood, right?
Yeah, mango.
mango. Here you was talking about the feather and all.
Ah, yes. This is the one with the feather. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's actually crochet. It's not macrame.
Oh,
Ah.
right. Gee whiz, you're
Yeah.
spoiled for choice. There's
So-
so many options.
So if Tika, this would provide work for a lot of families in the villages.
Yeah, actually in macrame we have more than 2,000 artisans engaged right now in our production.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! That's great.
So it keep a lot of women active in employment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same artisans make the crochet and or macrame and or beaded work. Three they do the same.
Yeah.
This kind of poster.
Yeah. Some these kind of posters are these days in demand.
Well, can you show the curtain again? Oh, that's
Yeah,
the
there we
curtain.
go.
There you go. Especially for you, Mark.
I just
Special
whipped that
order
up,
for
Mark.
Mr. Wriggle. Special order for Mr. Wriggle.
So it's a small design. So my design maybe as customer asks for. It's a good.
Yeah, so you can have any
Yeah.
design you want, really. Any pattern that we've seen, you can turn into that.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
could probably add some color to it as well. That would look pretty good.
No, they're lovely.
Right. So Trish is saying, great question. I'm always looking for decorative ones for my front door as I don't have a fly wire screen and don't want one. Yeah, Trish.
These kind of works, the same artisans do this work also. It's bead work.
All right.
So that's,
It's all beads. Yeah.
Gee whiz.
is that wire and beads?
Yeah, wire and bead.
Okay.
So here the colors example. We are doing these coasters. So these are the colors.
You definitely have a lot of unique products, really different to what we've seen.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah. And so is this also macrame, the colored ones?
Sorry?
Was that macrame, the colored ones that you just showed?
Yeah.
That's macrame. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
These are also in
Yeah, these are also in demand on Amazon these days.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh,
I
isn't
love
lovely?
that. Can you send one sample, please?
Where are you gonna put that, Megla?
I don't know, anywhere. That's so beautiful. Probably on the wall behind me.
Fair enough. Yeah. Excellent.
Chinmay is saying
sometimes-
loudly.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Tree of Life.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. And
Oh, that's nice.
Very
bead work.
As well.
Yeah, they're great wall hangings, those.
Goodness me.
Yeah,
Like
quiet and
Kind of.
comfortable against the skin when brushing against them. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's the planter. So is this more of the hard and stiff one?
yeah, it's a stiff one actually. He
Stiff
has
one.
the jute and here is the cotton. But so these are stiff one, you can see.
Right.
And it's also the planter, but the different it's not very stiff, you can say. So it's
Right.
easy for cooking and all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this doesn't need to be stiff because the planter will go inside it. So
Yeah.
They'll hold it up. Yeah.
Basket. They
Yeah.
use it laundry basket or storage basket.
Ithaca, is there anything you don't make out of macrame?
There's benefit of our line. We don't work with the machines. We work with the people.
Yeah.
So limitation of the machines. But with our artisans, we at every 5 years you will see in our factories, it's all product line is totally changed. We adopt with the market.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah.
Constant change.
And we have
Yeah.
to actually. We
Yeah, to
can't
follow
work-
the trends. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't sell the same products.
Yeah.
Well, it's so much easier because you don't need a mold. You don't have all that expense. You can just change your design very quickly because it's all just done by a hand design. So it's a very economical thing to keep moving quickly, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And in our complete policy is that we don't use man-made fiber also. We want to be natural, like jute, cotton. We don't use polyester yarns and other like that stuff.
Yeah, all natural. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your emails are going to be running hot.
It's
Yeah.
placement, jute placement.
Jute macrame. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Not it's braided.
Oh, okay, braided.
All right.
And braided.
Yeah. So
Braided, yeah.
it's we can in braided also. It's a technique, and we can make it, the big size, room size carpets or rugs. You ask for the bags we make, and everything you like, we can make in this. The braiding is a technique actually.
Mm.
It's the handmade.
One example of cotton.
Okay. And then is it's also the so you can
That's-
ask for any size.
So this is also an area rug, I guess, right? Or a doormat.
Yeah. For that, it's a small piece, but you can ask for the size you want, and it's braided. The technique is braided.
So you could even use that as a wall hanging because that's really effective. That'd be nice.
And they can,
Yeah.
so they do, and it's 100% jute.
Right. Holly is saying love, love. Very commercial products. Yeah, that's a good point, Claire. Yeah, these are commercial and Amazonable.
Yes.
I think these are
yeah.
really
Yeah.
important.
This is
Mark, this one's for you. Mark
Yeah.
and Trish.
True.
Yeah, I'm going to put Marg to work in the garage doing making macrame.
We won't make much money.
You can send the materials over.
There is the cotton bag. It's also the braided one.
Yeah,
Oh, right. Wow.
yeah,
Brown bag.
that's different, isn't
So
it?
Hmm.
just showing the example.
Yeah.
It's not the limit actually, because we have thousands of articles, and we generally don't sell the same products to two customers. It's not our practice actually. So customer mostly ask for some changes.
So you can be unique and have a fantastic story that you're supporting all the local people. I think this is a really good
Opportunity, yeah.
yeah, great opportunity for people here. Great.
The blanket, it's throw blanket.
Nicely done too. Nice packaging. That looks great.
The piece
Claire
I
is going to
showed you.
help you.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the patience any longer to sit and do that. I think my patience are gone.
I could probably stay at the golf club longer.
So
Oh,
what
look
is
at
this made from? Is this cotton?
Yes, cotton, 100% cotton, and handmade fringe, and 100% cotton.
So what's the price range for this approximately, for this kind of a throw?
It looks nice and warm too, though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. For 130, 170 size, 130 and 170, it costs around $5.5.
Okay. Incredible range to choose from, Andy's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's spoiled for choice, that's for sure.
The warning, barcode, and everything.
Oh, so this is going to Amazon.
Yeah, there you go.
Product दिखा दो. So if customer wants some text, labels, or these days these kind of I should not show you. Okay, I show you these kind of bags are in fashion these days for the macrame, and we are making it.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so it goes out in a bag.
Those bags are the go, aren't they?
Yeah.
To package your stuff.
And
I've seen a lot of those bags.
customer branding print also possible with us.
Okay.
Okay, this kind of anything customer wants.
Yeah. So if someone wanted some the printing with the packaging, you can handle that for them as well.
Sorry?
If someone has a request for printing on their packaging, you can help them with that as well.
Yeah, we can do, but
Yeah.
not on the polythene. On fabric, we can do.
Okay.
But what about paper? Like if somebody wants an insert or something to go inside, like a card, can you get that done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should.
Okay.
Like if someone wants some band like this, it will be round band.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Like
Oh,
belly wrap.
wrap a towel. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, right.
And so anything, not an issue.
And what if, if somebody wants to talk about the artisans who are actually making these products? Can you also send, photos or videos or maybe talk about the artisans as well? Is that possible?
Yeah, sure.
Because that would be a nice story, right, Marg, Kevin?
Yeah, I think
sure.
those things go down really well, and you can command a lot more for your product then because you've got that sort of, I suppose, charitable story to it that people really take to. So I think...
Because when we come back to India, Iftikhar, we're going to come visit the village.
We're going to live in India when we can.
We have update. We have every single step update from our team. Like you can see that this artisan is making cushion on the loom by hand. So we sometimes it's needed because if customer asks for, we provide the details at every step.
Yeah, I think that might be a little hard
to see. Yeah.
It's a bit blurry. Yeah.
It's a bit blurry. Yeah, we can't see it very clearly. Yeah, but I think it would be nice if somebody could.
She's making the piece.
Oh yeah.
She's making.
I can see it now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But so they're the sort of things, Iftikhar, that people like to add to their brand story.
Yeah. Sometimes they do it.
Yeah. And I really like these kinds of products because they're providing employment, to women in villages. And usually, these women would not go out and work, and there are not many opportunities to work in the village except, for farming and all. So this really helps uplift their lives a little bit, and they can send their kids to school.
We actually know the importance of this because we are from the same background. We used to do that. So that's why we didn't. We made a hospital and a medical college in our village. We can do that. But for a working environment, we are providing like this.
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
And
so Wendy thinks that would be
awesome. Absolutely. Yeah. I think so.
This is a Turkish towel.
Oh, this is a Turkish towel, right?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes some customers ask for microfiber towel in bag, so we use it. And this is a Turkish towel.
So Nicole is asking, do you have recycled?
So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, here you go.
Oh wow.
They are making keychains.
Yeah.
They're pretty fast.
Yeah, actually.
Are you that fast, Marg?
No. I hardly remember how to do it.
Claire says
Nicole,
give you some lessons.
Yeah, Nicole is asking, do you have recycled or environment-friendly fabric options?
Yeah, I show you. We have option for the recycling in every product.
So where do these recycled products or recycled materials come from, Iftikhar?
Actually, there are some yarn manufacturers they make recycled yarn, and we source from them. Like this towel is made of recycled cotton.
Oh, right.
Is it used products? Is this cotton from used products, or where's the cotton from?
This yarn is made from the used fabric or some used fibers. They make fiber again and then make the yarn.
Oh,
it's not
okay.
Yeah, the fabric is made fresh, but yarn is made from recycled source of fabric or different kind of. You can say that there might be fabric, there might be some recycled fiber, cotton fiber.
Are they
Like-
very expensive, those recycled sort of towels?
We keep it.
Yeah, he's got the tag 100%. That's great. Yeah, that's a good message. Yeah,
Yeah.
people love that. Yeah.
So, is it more expensive? Is recycled cotton more expensive?
It's not more expensive. It's almost same price.
All right.
Like it's recycled.
All right. Gee whiz.
It's waste from we get from the jeans factories, and this part, white part, it's chindi. It's non-woven actually. It's knitted. We get it from knit factories, and we made these rugs.
Child jeans. Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's a double story, isn't it? Hand done and by the village and out of your old jeans as well.
Yeah.
I've got some old jeans. I'll send them over for you.
A great opportunity to build a strong narrative and support women and a developing nation.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
totally
Trish, you're right on
agree.
there.
100%.
like this is the hand towel.
Yeah.
So this is also Turkish towels, right?
It's
It
hand towel
is.
actually. The
Oh, it's a
pattern
kitchen
is-
towel.
Yeah.
They're so nice, though. You could even use those as wall hangings. They're just so lovely.
Yeah.
I could see that on someone's wall.
You want to use everything on the wall, Mark.
Oh, I just think they're so pretty. They're too nice to use.
In same category now we these napkin rings. Same the same women make these products also.
So are these beaded and wires, or are these metals? What is it?
And this one is jute.
Oh,
Oh,
Made
that's
from-
pretty.
gee, that's very eco. It's good.
Yeah. So for something
This
like
is-
this, Mark, you probably have to sell it in a set with placemats or other things, right? To make it
Yeah.
viable.
To make it worthwhile.
Yeah,
But-
Yeah.
But some of the products that he's shown there today, I mean,
the different.
there's so many bundles that you could put together, so many
Yeah.
options to sell
I mean, you
together.
just- yeah, there's so many things there. I wouldn't know where to start with all that. It's just
You'd certainly have to
amazing.
look at the economics of selling stuff together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what you could probably do like a Christmas set with
Yeah,
placemats, napkin ring holders, wall
You
hanging.
can, it's a placement.
oh right, yeah.
Yeah, it's a placement. It's coaster set and the
Yeah.
napkin ring.
You
The
said that'd
whole
be a
lot.
good Christmas setting, wouldn't it? That's really
Yeah.
attractive.
That's
So,
perfect.
if Tico, what would the set that set that you just had? What would the cost of that be in US?
It depends on we actually generally quote for the single products. So around it will cost.
You're asking him a hard question, Kevin. He's got to work out 3 products. You're being tough.
Do you need a calculator, mate?
Around $3. This will cost $3.
Yeah.
And piece of set of 6.
So for instance, Mark, for those 3, if they were say $5 or $6 for the whole, okay, what would
30
you-
cents.
30
30
cents.
cents.
right?
And this will cost around 30 cents.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're looking at, sort of 4 or 5, so if you made those into a nice set, I mean, I think because they're so different and with your story, the price is, there's no real set price for those because they're just
True
so,
enough. Yeah. The
so
story-
original. You're not going to see it again because it's
The
it's a one-off.
story's got to be worth something, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who's
got to
that?
get to India.
So do we.
Yeah. So what you should do. So what you should do, Facebook user, is you need to go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give StreamYard access to your profile so that we can see who you are, so that we can take you to India with us.
And Megala can make you an offer you can't refuse.
Exactly. As soon as this virus goes away.
Sorry, we forgot to show. This technique is also very good selling on the Amazon these days.
Oh, what's that?
Oh,
What technique is that?
Actually, it's a
it's a pillow.
handloom.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hmm.
pillow.
Yeah, so that's really different.
Yeah.
So I think that's good.
You see,
Yeah, no,
these are
it's-
nice quality and the texture.
Yeah, the beautiful quality.
Yeah.
There's so much work in those.
Yeah, I really like the different textures and.
So, Iftika, have you got a showroom at your office? Do you have a showroom at the office as well? Yeah, you have a showroom. Do you have a showroom? Do you have a showroom? Yeah, you have a showroom.
Actually, we can't maintain a showroom because we make a lot of products and they are just we keep on.
Yeah, in one place. No, that's all right. Yeah,
Yeah, because they're all one-off.
because some people we speak to, Iftika, they have they have a little showroom.
Actually, showroom of that kind of things, is possible to make the merchant exporter because they have particular kind of line and they have this good display like that. But we, when some customer ask for or they visit us, and we have time in hand, so we make range. We collect the range from our office or our like sample rooms for the in particular range for the buyer.
Yeah.
There are a lot of. If I make a showroom, I can't display my all macrame only macrame products in my whole office. So it's difficult to make because every day we get a lot of samples, a lot of designs every day we make.
Yeah. So when we come back to Delhi, when we're allowed to travel again, if we come to visit you, where would we visit? Your office, the factory?
Yeah, our office, or if you have interest, then we can go some field to show you that how it's working.
Because when we come back to Delhi and we visit the fair, a lot of people would love to see something like the macrame craft. It's a thing that people would be interested in seeing, sort of live or the origins of it. Wouldn't you think, Megla?
Yeah, agree 100%.
Generally, we don't take our buyers to our factory or the production because there are a lot of customers production going on there. So it's a matter of the privacy also. But if you guys are interested, we have a program. I will arrange like that for you because you are not the direct buyer. You are not the buyer actually.
We will bring buyers with us, but
yeah, I think in my opinion, privacy of the product because customer spend a lot of money or sometimes they post it when they buy from us. So we try that we don't sell those products even in the city in that city.
Yeah, we can talk about that offline if the car. Maybe there's a way to hide those products when we visit for like an hour or so. Andy's saying, Kev, you need your own comedy show. And Mark is saying, maybe I didn't have to twist my arm very hard to get on the trip whenever it comes like Mark, I didn't twist your arm at all.
We're all psyched, aren't we?
Just before the lockdown, we shipped 1 million bracelets to South Africa, and 4 pieces were stuck in our office. So the same macrame ladies they made in just 25 days. Beaded bracelets, 1 million pieces they made. So we have enough manpower in this way.
Wow.
Marketing, namaste Iftikhar, very informative and very nice products. Do you have a website, Iftikhar?
Yeah, it's there should be link there. It's www.shabanaexim.com.
Okay, so that's the email address, info@shabanaexim.com. So their website is also shabanaexim.com. You can search for them over there.
www.
Okay, yeah. So people are asking, how do we get in touch with them? So yeah, this is the website, info@shabanaexim.com, and we'll also send out the catalog and everything.
Yeah, another email is there. It's export@shabanaexim.com.
Export. Yeah, because this one's going to crash because it's going to be so busy. He's going to get that many inquiries.
So we get around 20 to 25 new buyers daily on average basis, and we try to reply them every day.
Yeah, how fast is your response time, Iftikhar? Tell us about
every day. You said every day.
Every day. Wow.
Yeah.
They're busy.
So previously you were, yeah, when we were talking, you said you try to reply to everyone within 24 hours, right?
Yeah. Actually, on Alibaba, we are on Alibaba, and they count on hours. They reduce your response rate if you don't reply them.
That's right.
So,
They do. You get marked.
Yeah, and for our community, if you don't reply to them, then they start posting in the Facebook group.
We are straight in that matter. If a customer puts some inquiry and we can't work, so we tell them clearly that it's not MOQ doesn't meet, or we can't do this product. But we don't keep messages unreplied.
Right. Yeah, that's important. Just let them know whatever it is, even if you're just working on it, or if it's taking longer than expected. I think people just appreciate if you give them an update and let them know what's going on. Awesome.
Yeah,
Iftikhar,
great. I hope you get lots of business, Iftikhar. You've been great.
Thank
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Really good.
Thank you for showing me the art of macrame.
Exactly. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are going to be interested in your macrame products.
That's lovely. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Iftikhar, thank you.
We have sellers, small to big. We have sellers on Amazon. They buy 140-feet container every three months, and we have sellers goes buy 100 pieces on. So
Yeah.
So many sellers are startup. So we are okay to work with every category of the customer.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. Yeah, really good.
And everyone starts small, and then gradually many of them grow. So yeah.
Well, it's looking at the prices we discussed before for some of the things. I mean, it might be for some who are really serious an easy build up. To get in. For less dollars than you would in another niche.
Yeah, and you can test so many different products as well with this, because there's so many great sort of ideas that you don't have to just do one, because you can get the smaller
multiple,
because the way that it's produced.
And the packaging too. The packaging would be relatively cheap too.
Megla, as I told in the discussion before, that we don't work with the buying houses or the third parties. Basically, the idea is to reduce the cost. We don't want to add the cost to the products. And when the matter is the customer is most important part for us. If we can buy here or in China also, I have experience. So that if I have to sell one time, I can bribe some QC and they can send the goods. It happens. But the customer is important for me, so it's my duty to take care of the product and listen for the customer after the product is shipped also. So I don't think we get offer from Walmart or big companies also, but they have license offices and buying offices in between. That's why we don't work with them. Because it just at the cost, nothing else. We want to pay fair price to our artisans, because there is no one is in between the seller, and there is we have a very nominal margin, and we work because we invest money. And I tell you that in our company we don't work on the credit. If you know the Indian culture, that a lot of the 99% people work on the credit. In my company, we work on upfront 100%. There is no account department in my company. So whenever they need money, we are not working. They are not working with us. We are a community. Actually, if they need anything, money, the work, the material, anything, we provide immediately if they ask us in midnight. So it's not kind of like we are taking the credit, or they are working for us and we are paying them in week or monthly or like that. We pay for everything on upfront.
Right. And so for orders, if somebody has to place an order with you, then what is the advance that they need to pay? Is it like 30 to 50% advance and the rest on delivery? Is it like that?
Yeah, actually, it depends on if it's small order and they want to pay some electronic or they want to pay some from bank to bank. So and it's a small order, so their bank charges, they can pay 100% upfront, and if they don't want to do it, they can pay for 40%.
Okay. And then Iftikhar, we were also talking about, the QC and inspection previously. So how do you manage the inspection and, quality control after the production is done?
We are working, we don't go into the actually shows. Even I tell you that we don't go to the fair exhibitions or all. So we have enough business by God grace, and it's just because we made our relations with the customer. So there again I say that buyer is always welcome, because buyer know I'm communicating with you and you are buying some product from me. You know what you are, what we have talked, and that what if it doesn't make sense. A third person who is here sitting in the remote, what does he understand about the product? It's just buyer can ask for a video call, or if they want to come anytime, they are welcome at any process. They can ask. We are very flexible with the buyer. If they ask, okay, where is my process? So we send them the videos, or we send them photos. We keep our customer updated.
Right.
For every.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, so Mark, Kevin, any more questions for Iftikhar?
No, I think you've done a really good job, a great presentation, because you've shown people so many things to choose from. It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and beautiful products too. So awesome. All right, Iftikhar, thank you so much for your time today. And I am sure you are going to be getting a lot of inquiries from people in the group. And of course, you are in the group as well. So in the Facebook group, I'm sure people will be able to reach out to you. We have one last question from Jeremy. So he's asking, how long is the shipping from their location? So I guess you need to go to Mumbai first, right? I mean, your products need to go to Mumbai.
Yeah.
To be shipped.
No, depends on the mode they are choosing. Like if it's full container, we can do ship from Mumbai also. We have express trucking we can do here from, or we can do from FOB Delhi. It will be go by train, or most in air cases we ship from Delhi. Like for the small customers, they mostly use courier. So we have on accounts with UPS, FedEx, Aramex, and DHL. We have very good prices because we do a lot of volume with them. So we have good prices, and they can ask for quote from us also, and they can source at their end. We are flexible in it. Not an issue with us.
Right. So if the order is going by sea, then it has to be there will be some road transportation to Mumbai, because their factory is in Delhi, which is in the north. There's a dry port there, but there's no seaport. So just keep that in mind. So there will be some time, like if you want to do sea shipping, then it'll go to Mumbai, which will take how long does it take from Delhi to Mumbai by road transportation?
About 4 days, I think, for us.
Generally, if we do express, it will take 2 days, but it's in just in emergency case, and FCL if it should be a full container load.
Yeah, but even LCL can be done by sea, right?
Well, a lot of it goes from Delhi by rail too. Yeah.
It might be the trucker or the transporter have load or not. It depends on.
Yeah, but generally 2 to 4 days from Delhi to Mumbai have that.
And I mean, if you do air, it's probably going to be under 14 days before, to get into Amazon. Whereas if you do, I suppose, by sea, you've got to be looking at a month, really. So it's probably, 2 weeks sort of quicker. Might be a little bit quicker with air. Japan at the moment, I think air's a little bit longer because of the shortage of cargo planes, because there's only cargo planes, there's no passenger planes going. So that's, it makes it a little bit slower with the air cargo.
Yeah. But if you're only doing 100, 200 pieces of these kinds of items, which are not very bulky and they're very light, sea might be too expensive. Air would be the best option for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, actually, in our case, most of the shipments we do from courier, door to door, because we have good prices from the companies, and in air they have to involve agent and a lot of things. So it works. Courier works better.
Right.
Approximately to the US, let's say East Coast somewhere, what is the courier charge per kilo? Any idea?
Yeah. अंदाज बता दो तो actually Tulasa look after shipping. I don't know, so I'm asking.
Yeah, it's okay. I was just wondering.
That's all right.
If you have that. Yeah, that's okay. No worries.
You can't know everything.
We ask hard questions.
Yeah.
Before lockdown, it was 5.5 per kg.
Oh, wow.
And now it is.
It's quite expensive, isn't it, Mark?
No, not really. That's 3 to 4 before lockdown.
But 6 now.
Okay.
6. That's very cheap. Very cheap.
It's door to door. They pick and do everything, clearance and everything at your behalf, and they deliver it your doorstep.
That's super cheap. I just paid $10 a kilo.
Was that for courier or freight?
No, air freight.
Courier.
Yes, my air freight was $10 a kilo.
Yeah,
okay.
Very expensive if air freight was $10.
Yeah. Courier is cheaper then. Right.
No, it's not always cheaper. It depends on the company, what level of account we have with them, because they give a good price for the volume. It's the policy of shipping companies.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Iftikhar, for your time today. And we will see you around, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of emails now.
And hopefully one day we can meet you in Delhi.
Sure,
yes.
Anytime you welcome. Welcome.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thanks very much.
Take care. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
That was good. Wow. Really good.
That man had a lot of macrame.
I know. That's a lot of macrame.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of everything. That's amazing how much different.
But you see, nearly everything is made by artisans in the villages. So a lot of women make those products.
Yeah.
So there's an excellent story there, isn't it, for people to build a brand? Once again, in previous shows we've brought, sort of those type of scenarios.
No, I think it's
with the villages and the, sort of the products being made in a cooperative sort of way. But that seems to be the Indian way, though, Megla, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is, especially for these handcrafted products. For many of them, that is how it's done, because it's mostly artisans that have the know-how, or they know how to they have the skills to do certain things. So even for metal products, for example, in Moradabad, there's a lot of families that do certain tasks in their homes. For example, the hammering, metal hammered finish, that is a skill that certain artisans are very familiar with.
Jeez, Magla, how can you watch the TV at night when you're sitting next to your husband and he's hammering?
Yeah.
He's making a copper. I think.
You hammer with him too.
That's right. But in Indian families, though, do stick together, and they do sort of build, like a life where they're all involved in the whole business, whether it be that that they run a factory, or they just like if Tigger said, it's mum, it might be the children might do little bits and pieces as well, but everybody helps each other. That's what I find. It's sort of everyone's involved.
Yeah, there are a lot of family-run businesses, and especially in like the smaller cities and in villages and all, like he was talking about. But of course, at the same time, there are also people setting up factories from scratch. Like the first company that we interviewed, Menrico, the backpacks company, they're not really a family-run. I mean, they are a family-run business in the sense that the two brothers are running the company together, but it's something that they have set up and started from scratch. So it's not like a family history that they have doing that they're not in the business as such, the entire family. So yeah, I mean, it is kind of different. He kind of reminded me of Ashish the last time. Just had so many products he was showing, only not from his bedroom. Yes. Good job again, Mark, Kevin, and Megla. Mark and Kevin, you're muted. This was great. Looking forward to getting the email follow-up. My internet cut out lots, so I didn't get all the info contact. Yes, absolutely, Helen. So we'll be sending out all the catalogs and the email addresses tomorrow, after tomorrow's show. So we have another show tomorrow at the same time, and we are going to be introducing another 3PL tomorrow, and this one is on the West Coast. It's a smaller company, and this is one that I've been using as well, and Marg and Kevin have also used her previously. And then we've got a couple of suppliers, or 4 suppliers tomorrow. So we've got one company making stainless steel kitchenware, a lot of beautiful hand-painted products as well. Then we've got the marble and stone factory coming back because they had internet connection. So they're from Agra. They had internet connection issues previously. So they're
Megla,
coming back to show their products.
I've got to stop you there, Megla.
Yeah.
Talking about stones, Tim Jordan.
Oh my God, Tim Jordan. Yes.
You've got to
Tim
wish
Jordan
Tim well.
Is in hospital.
Get well soon, Tim.
Yes. Yes, Tim, get well soon. And I remember I was in China with Tim Jordan when he had this issue, and he had to be taken to the hospital. He had to be rushed to the hospital there in China.
Oh, not in China, jeez.
I know, yeah. And he was supposed to come back to the US, and he got on the plane, but the pain was just so unbearable. He got off the plane and then he went to the hospital. So yeah, wish you all the very best, Tim.
Yeah, get well soon, Tim.
The trifecta team strikes again. Yes.
So I think my double half, my other half, she was up at 4 o'clock this morning, listening to Bradley Sutton and the Helium 10 team.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What was that about? Tell us what was that about, Mark?
It was fantastic. Anyone who didn't get up at 4 like I needs to go back
our
and listen.
trifecta. That's Bryson. And for anyone that doesn't know, that's our dog. He's making a noise.
Bradley does this podcast on. It's called Experts Playbook for Listing Optimization. And if you are a new seller, he goes through even how to put a listing on the computer live. So you can start with a blank screen. You can add. He goes off to GS1, finds his barcode, puts it on the whole thing right through to the end of the listing with all the keywords. So there's so much in it and so much information, how to write your listing, the bullet points, how to find in Helium 10 use scribbles and get your title, your bullet points, your back-end keywords. It was just fantastic. It went for, I might add, 3.5 hours, like us, Megla, again. But look, guys, do yourself a favour. You need to watch it, because even for experienced people, like I've got notes that I thought, I might even go back and do some of my listings again, just after watching him, the way he, had some hints. So it's a good idea. So I think anyone who's watching should really make time. I think it's going to be available in about 24 hours, the podcast. So it was brilliant.
And I've put in my code here just as you were talking. Mark, I've typed
nice one. Yeah.
in case anyone's interested in signing up for Helium 10, here's the code that you can use.
Sign up, was it? Sign up,
yeah.
But I think Helium 10's getting more things every week because it's just this was a new ad that I just I couldn't believe. It was like doing paying for a course with somebody for a few days because it was done quickly, but you would be able to go back and watch it. It was fantastic.
So was this part of the Freedom Ticket X Q&A program?
No, Mark,
right?
it's a special podcast. It was Bradley Sutton and Karen, and her surname eludes me, but she is the bullet point expert. And so it's called Experts Playbook for Listing Optimization in 2020. So I'm pretty sure it'll be in the Helium 10 within 48 hours or 24 hours.
Well, Mark, why don't you get the link and then put it up in the FB page for people?
Yeah, look, once we get the link through, we'll be able to post it. Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of people will sort of find some value there.
I think there's heaps of value.
Yeah, Trish, it'd be available on the FB page for sure.
Yeah,
it should be there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So was it done?
It was on Zoom, but it was only this morning. They did say it'd take 24 to 48 hours before we could access it.
Okay, cool. All right. So
Michelle asked a question, and I was dying to sort of get Marg about the tariff on the bags, Marg.
I'm not too sure how much it is, but most of the tariffs are only 4% or so. But I haven't looked at the tariff on bags personally.
Because I thought you did a comparison at one time for someone.
But every different code is different and it changes. But so it would need to be checked, but it won't be 30 or 40%. It was very low. I thought it was something like 4 or 6 or something at the time.
Yeah, compared to China syndrome.
Yeah.
And I know that one of the India sourcing trip attendees, in fact, she was doing some sort of bags from China previously, and she's now getting them done in India, and they're proving to be much cheaper because of the tariffs and other things as well. I mean, overall, the price, the cost is cheaper in India for her. So she's moving quite a bit of her production from China to India.
She's the bag queen. She's the bag queen.
The bag queen. Yeah. I don't want to name her.
No.
But yeah, I know for a fact that tariffs are quite high. I mean, these are the Trump tariffs and all, right? So I'm not sure of the regular duties, but yeah, she was paying a lot. If you haven't seen it, you guys with Bradley and Tim on their Helium Tequila.
We have. We've actually seen that, Mark. It's fantastic.
We're going to get a bottle, Mark, for you on the trip.
Yeah, Bradley said he's going to bring some to Delhi. Yeah.
Yeah, Bradley's coming to Delhi.
Michelle, they do have big tariffs out of China.
I think it's 35 or 40% out of China.
Yeah,
well, that means, Michelle, shop in India. It's cheaper.
Yeah. Although that $25 seemed a bit high to me for that bag. I don't know. Maybe, it's...
like I said, Megala, it depends on what where it sits in the marketplace.
I think that was a premium bag. I think they do, or like as he said, they do them from $6 on. So I think that was like their high-end bag. But it depends what you want to get into, really what sort of niche you're looking at. And I think you need to do your homework on them and see what they're going for on Amazon. And because he obviously sells quite a few in America. So, it'd be good to search around and see what you can find.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, he obviously knows his market. I mean, he'd know the market better than anybody, even from the wholesale point to the, to the all the marketplaces they sell to. So, it's like you girls going into what's that big posh place that sells handbags?
Yes.
Gucci or something.
Yes.
Come on, those posh handbags you girls want to buy. I mean, wonder what they cost, eh?
Hey, look at you. You're not reading Mark's comment, Kevin.
Well, we're seriously in trouble with Bradley, Tim, Chris. You. We might be, Mark. Yeah. The four amigos.
I'll have to keep an eye on all of you.
I don't envy you, Megla.
Wow.
It's gonna be tough for me. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
crack the whip.
But when you get to Delhi, Mark, you've got to get used to those horns.
Yeah, coach.
In the
Trisha
background.
said-
In the background, the horns. Yeah. For sure.
This has been fun, beautiful products. I look forward to tomorrow. Awesome.
We will
Cool.
too.
Okay,
Fantastic.
We've got to get
Wow.
off before we break our record, because I said today 4 hours and you said no.
Yeah.
We're getting close.
Yeah. That was
We
a
should probably-
pity that was a pity that Lovecash. He's got a great name, that guy, hasn't he?
Hey, we would have
Yeah.
been going for 5 hours.
What? Yeah, because he's got some good products too, Lovecash,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
We'll have to
Yeah,
get
he's
his
got some
internet-
good
He's got some
Yeah.
very interesting prices. Shame, yeah.
We need to get his internet organised.
Well, I think
Yeah,
he could, yeah, that's a shame, yeah.
Yeah, he's got some really nice wall art.
Yeah.
It's a metal
There's
wall art. now.
Gunjin. Hello, Gunjin.
Hello, Gunjan. We miss you too.
Yeah. I'm good to go with the horns. The queen bee uses one every morning to get me out. We have to get Mark on the show
queen
here.
bee.
I feel like Mark needs to be with us over here on the show.
Yeah, well, he missed. Well, the other good one today was DSP. I mean, that was excellent. I mean, you know, their services and you know, where they're situated in New Jersey. You know, it's great for us with you know, sort of going from India, New York, New Jersey into and we drip feed, and it's great, isn't it, Mark? I mean,
It is.
you know, like
except
when
for
we were on the
Mr.
other coast, it was a bit of a drama, wasn't it? I was getting stuff.
Yeah, it was
in,
too hard
it took ages.
to
And,
do. But no, I think, and everyone's going to need to start using a 3PL. There's not going to be an option. I mean, it's just the way of Amazon for the next few months. I think you would never be able to survive if you didn't put something into your 3PLs, because you're going to be stuck with products you can't get into.
but I mean,
Anyway.
FBM isn't going to suit everybody either, is it?
No, people have to do their homework on the cost of it. Yeah, the cost
unless
of
it's
it
a
and
real
everything.
necessity, like we did back in April.
Yeah,
It's not for,
I
it's
think
not
a
for
lot of people,
everybody.
did back in April, because you didn't have a choice. You couldn't do anything else. But yeah,
Would you be
but-
right in saying, Marg, it's not for the faint-hearted?
exactly. Yeah, it's a lot more involved. But look, if we have to do it, we're going to have to turn to it too. Like everyone's just going to have to see how this next 3 months rolls out. It's like roll with the punches.
Got it. See you, Dave. See you next time. See you tomorrow.
Dave.
Yeah, we got to go
Jean-
too, Dave.
Is the metal art on tomorrow? No, Gene, it's not on tomorrow. Actually, we've featured him a couple of shows ago. I think it was May, if I'm not mistaken. And no, it was the first one, April. But he had bad internet at that time, and so he wasn't able to show all of his products. So then we invited him back, but his internet hasn't improved yet. So you can actually go back to the April show video and get his contact information over there.
But you can contact him through the group.
Yeah, he's in the group too. Yeah.
Yeah, and we genuinely know he has good stuff. So
Yeah.
he's a genuine provider or supplier, whatever you want to call it.
His
It's a
company's
shame that, you know.
Mastercuts is the company name, so you can search for that.
Yeah. But there's others in the group too. I mean, if you put a hand out and say you want a recommendation for, there's others in the group that can make sort of whatever you want to be made.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no shortage of skills in the group from all the suppliers.
Mark, you didn't join us at the beginning of the show, but yeah, we spoke to this 3PL on the East Coast, and they seemed really nice. I mean, Marg and Kev have been working with them, so check them out as well. DSP Wearhouse is the company name, and they do FBA, FBM, and warehousing, and they also integrate with Amazon and Shopify and eBay. So that's something that I think not many 3PLs do very well. And especially 3PLs that can cater to smaller, companies, because a lot of the 3PLs have very high minimums, and you have to, give them a commitment of like $10,000, $15,000 per month. So Yeah.
Plus, they've got good IT too. They
seem to have good IT.
Yeah, and I think because they're so small, both Simon and Eric seem to know what's happening around the place. It's only, a small business, so that way it's more personal, and you can ring up and they know who you are. You're not going to one of those, conglomerations where you're just, a box in a corner somewhere. So I think it's it's a lot better dealing when I feel more comfortable that I can speak to them and they know who I am, not just a number.
Well, it doesn't matter what you do in life. It's all about building relationships. And I mean, look, we could give them 10 3PLs. I mean, it's the relationship you build with that company and the services that you want. I'm sure they'll bend to whatever services you want in your particular. I mean, everyone's different.
Yeah, look, their cost per pallet per week is one of the cheapest ones I've come across as well. So it's also very cost effective. So that's good as well.
Not cheapest, Mark. The most.
It is.
What's a better word than cheapest?
More economical.
Economic. Thank you, dear.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. So we're going to end it off over here, and then we will see you again tomorrow. Okay. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye.